The Smirnoff Ice with the screwdriver is really delicious.
Yeah, I'm drinking the green apple Smirnoff. It tastes so good. It tastes like Jolly Ranchers.
Do you like the green apple, Elliot?
It's sour, but it's good.
Yeah.
You think it's sour?
A little bit, yeah.
It's a nom.
Yeah. So.
Nom 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 nom.
Any topics offhand? Like, I know I was telling Elliot about really like it depends on what we're doing, but like sometimes we do talk about entertainment because we've talked about Johnny Depp in the past or Amber Heard. Now with the whole, I figured you even see me going back and forth with the whole He-Man thing. Like, shit, we could kill a good hour on He-Man alone.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. I like the show, but like in a big picture sense, it's a little disappointing.
Yeah. So.
Like, all you see is He-Man transforming one time. It's, like, so epic. You're like, oh, my God, this is going to be, like, the greatest He-Man season ever. And then he dies.
Yeah. The internet's been funny about that. Yeah. It's just like, no, I actually, because this is why I was saying eventually if we ever get a YouTube thing going, because I joined a critical drinker group, and I made this, before I came up to your house the other night, I had to stop at home and charge my phone. And I was like, you know what then? I'm charging my phone, let me kill a couple minutes. And I made this very long article, and I got like fucking 200 likes. Everyone's like, damn, Chris, that was very well written and thought out. And I'm definitely a better writer than a speaker. I noticed that. But
same.
I felt like for the most part, and with anything, Kevin Smith, because, you know, this what kills me nowadays is how toxic people are becoming, and from both sides. Because I've been seeing like the world of Kevin Smith, and people would say like, you know, there is a premise with anything, whether it's politics, whether it's friends, whether it's like, you know, food. You can like something, you can love something but not like it, or you can like hate something and show the good and bad. But like right now, Kevin Smith, for example, you know, he's the one who did New He-Man. Now, I've seen plenty of people like myself. So listen, I'm not disputing the fact that I love Clerks. I love Clerks 2. I love Chasing Amy, Mallrats. I've listened to in the past couple of years, even before meeting you, at work in a garage. I've listened to like 10,000 hours of Kevin's fucking podcast. Him and Joe Rogan are why we're doing this podcast. Kevin would say in fan conventions, me and Susan met Kevin down at the Egg, actually. And when he did the Jay and Silent Bob reboot tour, the movie was an hour and a half long. Kevin sat with the fucking fans for almost 3 hours and talked to everybody. And I didn't get to see him directly because he was running out of time because of COVID and shit. But like Kevin would say during so many conventions, hey, I watch him go up to a crowd. Like, listen, every single one of you people, all 1,000 people, all of you people are content creators. Every single one of you has a voice. Every single one of you has a story to tell. Go out and record a podcast. Do it with a friend. Do it by yourself. Make it half hour. He goes, you know what? Say you get one listener. Say you get 1,000. He goes, how you ever going to fucking know? But just go out and do it. He goes, it's for free. He goes, all you need is a microphone, a phone, that's it. He goes, just go out and do it for yourself. And Kevin was part of my inspiration why I do this shit. I'm a massive fucking Kevin fan. He seems like a really great, down-to-earth fucking person. The interviews I've seen with him talking about He-Man, I don't think at all there was any malicious or malintent or just like him trying to shit on He-Man. But, you know, this is the age we live in. But the fan base is just as fucking bad because I'll see stuff on Facebook. Like someone like me is like, hey, listen, guys, I love X amount of movies. As a fan, I was let down by so-and-so. How fucking dare you? The people love terms like, if you don't like He-Man, like you're an incel, you're a man baby, you're a fucking toxic, you hate fucking women. And I would joke and say, funny, I hate women. What about my girlfriend? What about my sisters? What about all the female fans who are like, hey guys, this kind of sucks?
Yeah. My perspective with He-Man based off of like the episodes I've watched, like, I feel like you don't even have to be a big He-Man fan to not realize that there's somewhat of a political agenda being put into a show that's for children. And
that's what's funny. It's like episode 2. But it wasn't even just you, because you as a female and even like someone who doesn't really remember too much of the original He-Man, we're watching episode 2 and you're like, wow, why is this? And other people calling this shit out. You're watching episode 2 and you got Tila and Evelyn spending literally the entire episode, no action scenes, no real dialogue. It's Tila hates He-Man, Evelyn hates Skeletor. The entire fucking episode is 2 females talking about how much they hate men.
You know, like, Evelyn's basically was like a slave to Skeletor. She was forced to do all of Skeletor's bidding, which, don't get me wrong, I don't really remember how her character was depicted in the past. Yeah. So I don't know how much relevant it is, but it definitely just outside looking and looks like just an agenda.
And I've seen someone talk, and Kevin did an interview talking about episodes going forward. He's like, well, Evelyn was always subservient. And one guy on YouTube was like, dude, do you need words like subservient in a fucking kid's cartoon? And this is why I find the hypocrisy, not just with Kevin, but with like politics and everything we go through. It's like, I'll see something, I'm 50 years old and watching He-Man made me feel like I was 15 again. Oh my God, you're so awesome and stuff. And we're happy and we're glad you loved it. then if I say I'm 50 years old and I didn't like this show, I thought it kind of sucked, the response would be, why are you as a grown man watching a kid's cartoon? So if I love something, it's okay if I'm a grown man watching it. If I dislike something,
then you're going to be ashamed for having an opinion about it.
Because they find everything. That's why I see one fucking post. The only people hating this stuff is toxic fucking, either it's toxic males or toxic white males. And I'm like, you do realize that plenty of women watch this shit too, right? And this was part of the article I made. I'm like, I love now how we're so segregating ourselves. Like, hey guys, I grew up in the 80s and fucking 90s. I watched the Powerpuff Girls. Am I the target audience for the Powerpuff Girls? I watched my sisters, The Little Mermaid. I watched fucking like Moana recently. I seen Cinderella. I'm not the target audience for Beauty and the Beast or something. Doesn't mean because it was targeted towards girls, like Sailor Moon. Jamie got me into Sailor Moon. That's not targeted towards little fucking boys. Mm-hmm. I love Sailor Moon. So it's no different than like you or my sisters. Jamie and Jen could watch G.I. Joe. They could watch He-Man. They could watch Transformers. Transformers is not targeted towards fucking girls. Little girls can watch Transformers. I'm like, so you can't sit there and say, or even like say Black, for example. Everybody here, we grew up watching Fresh Prince and Family Matters and The Cosby Show. That's the 99% of the cast is fucking Black. I'm not the target audience. I loved all the shows growing up. So why are we so busy segregating what we're allowed to enjoy nowadays? It's like, that's why they say like white music, black music, male this, female that. No, it's bullshit. Jamie and Jennifer would say, Chris, He-Man, like we grew up liking He-Man with you. They're my sisters and shit. And like,
I mean, like, I understand making He-Man a more modern show, but it's just like, I don't know. I just feel like personally, like I have personally a lot of like resentment and judgments towards the patriarchy, but I would never like instill them or perpetuate them on a child. I know objectively everyone's equal. Everyone deserves a fair chance regardless of what they look like and what gender they are. Like, regardless of how I feel based on what happened to me and off of my experience, even though that is valid. And that's kind of what I just feel like He-Man is. I just feel like He-Man is just like, I don't know, it's just like Revenge of the Patriarchy kind of vibe to me in certain episodes. It's like, don't get me wrong, I agree to an extent. Be like, don't worry, I feel like you're sticking up for me in a subjective sense. But objectively, I feel like you're painting a bad like perspective towards children who are watching it. It's like the next generation doesn't have to like
that's the thing. It's
live like that.
People would say like, He-Man came out from 1983 to 1985. Go back and rewatch this cartoon. It was cheesy, corny, and kind of stupid. Yes, it was the fucking 80s. Plus, it was a kid's cartoon. Did you watch?
That's what made it funny.
It's like, okay, when you have four turtles that have a father that's a rat that fucking feeds them pizza and they know martial arts. How serious do you plan taking a fucking kid's cartoon about mutant fucking turtles or like big robots that can turn into trucks?
That pizza looks so good. The Ninja Turtle pizza.
It did. But that's what I find funny is like, well, it was a cheesy 80s cartoon and like, they should make it more modern. I'm like, no, actually they shouldn't. See, the appeal and the charm of it was He-Man was kind of cheesy and fucking corny. So why not keep it if you want to make, because Kevin's premise was like, I'm going to make a direct sequel. If like, he's like, if you could go back and watch the original cartoon and go right into this and it would feel seamless. And I'm like, no, it's bullshit, because if the original cartoon was cheesy and corny, keep this cheesy and fucking corny. I was mentioning, you haven't watched Cobra Kai yet, but ask Elliot. Like, anybody can go back and watch a Karate Kid 1, 2, and 3. They're pretty kind of cheesy and fucking dumb for 80s movies, but they're fun, Cobra Kai is fucking, it came out season 1, season 2, hit YouTube Red. Nobody took it seriously. Because like, yeah, YouTube Red, who wants to see a Karate Kid kind of fucking sequel? Netflix buys it, season 3 comes out, it just blows up everywhere. And everyone's like, what makes Cobra Kai so fantastic? It feels like you're watching the Karate Kid. It's cheesy and corny and good.
Nostalgia.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I guess it depends on how the, like, remaking certain art is expressed. Just, I don't know. I can't really think of certain examples, but one of them is basically, like, Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet remade with Leonardo DiCaprio. Like, that is completely different and was not the interpretation of how, like, it was meant when it was first created, although, the time gap is much more bigger than the He-Man one. But
yeah,
I just feel like that's just one. I feel it's just a really creative twist that, although I don't really see there was any type of agenda put into the Romeo and
kills me, though,
version.
you see this all the time. Like, we'll take a modern take on something. Okay. Now, say, for instance, you had, like, whatever, fucking stories, cop stories, firefighter stories, any kind of documentaries that took place in the 70s and 80s. If you made that in 2021, you need a modern take, because like, you know, we have like, say, detective shows nowadays would need like cell phones, you need fucking smartphones, you'd have cameras, you'd have like all kinds of stuff. When you take like something like Transformers, even Transformers, if you make it in 2015,
like Westworld, remaking Westworld was a great. Like,
the premise of that, you know, what I'm saying is like certain premises, like when you have a fantasy world, like thing is, He-Man lives in Eternia. Eternia doesn't fucking exist. So you don't have to fucking insert 2021 issues or ideology or even technology into a fucking land that doesn't fucking exist, because it's not real. That's why, like, the Dark Crystal. The Dark Crystal I was looking at came out in 1982 when I was fucking 1 year old. The entire thing was puppets, because obviously CGI wasn't a big thing back then. 2 years ago, they actually did a sequel to the Dark Crystal, and it's right on fucking Netflix. It was like 10 episodes. They did puppets, and the fucking fans got like a 98% fan rating and shit, because like, you know what? Instead of doing CGI, instead of making fuck all whatever, they're just making puppets again. They actually built sets. They built fucking sets to recreate all the puppets. You can, except for high def, you can go back and watch the first Dark Crystal and watch the new one, and it feels like it was made yesterday or made back in the 80s. That's the charm and appeal to it, you know? If, like, you know, things were fucking stupid and cheesy back then, keep them stupid and fucking cheesy. And in terms of stuff like, well, certain IPs were dumb and blah, blah. Okay, again, Transformers, 5 films did like $8 billion fucking dollars. You don't walk into a Transformers film expecting like a deep, thick fucking plot or anything that makes sense. They're giant goddamn robots that can morph. Fast and Furious films, that you can love or fucking hate them, and you know what they are. But when I take Christian to see Fast and Furious 9, you know what you're getting. It's simple as fucking that, guys. Like, so it's like, if you would take a cheesy, stupid franchise and now you want to make it more modern and more smart and more edgy and more well thought out, that's bullshit, you know?
I don't think it's bullshit. I think it's just be better at it. Don't make like it revenge based.
Like, well, like, but this happened even with Star Wars. The first 3 Star Wars, when you go back and watch them, you know exactly what they are. When George Lucas made the prequels, he got a lot of shit. And even George Lucas, who made Star Wars, the prequels started adding politics. Not modern world politics, but he had to start politics.
Oh, well, Star Wars is definitely a metaphor for the real world. But
well, I'm saying, but like, when you watch the first 2 films, though, it was just about Luke and Leia and Han versus Darth Vader, and it's pretty simple. When the prequels came out, they started having like trade federations. They had a fucking politics. They had to, like, you know, try to talk about the labor disputes. Everyone's like, guys, Star Wars was just good versus evil and guys with laser swords, and you don't need to make it that deep. And George Lucas himself got like a lot of shit because they're like, he said, first off, Star Wars as a brand, you do realize Return of the Jedi, you had Ewoks. They're fucking little furry toys, you know, they're teddy bears. They're meant to sell to kids, you know. Even Star Wars in general, there's no blood in Star Wars. There wasn't no, besides Luke getting his hand cut off, wasn't people being fucking murdered. The most of the IP was actually PG back in the fucking 70s, 80s and shit. Star Wars is very lighthearted. I mean, Yoda's a fucking green puppet and shit, you know. Don't take Star Wars too seriously when the Force is like this magic and stuff. Mm-hmm. So if they made a current Star Wars where you make it very serious and dramatic and shit, people aren't watching it for that. They're watching because it's dumb, silly fucking fun, you know? That's why I feel.
I liked Star Wars for the deeper Jedi meaning behind it. That was my interest. But did you see He-Man, Elliot? You didn't watch the new episodes yet?
I watched it, but I was confused. Considering Kevin Smith came out with raunchy movies, and just the way he responded made me kind of tilt my head like, dude, I watched Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back where they're literally calling a woman boo-boo kitty fuck.
Yeah.
These chicks are in such tight clothes that if they bent over, you could see every inch of their body. And let's see, they get stoned, and Velma and Daphne take off their shirts where their titties are just in their bra and stuff.
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
But here's the thing. Kevin Smith made raunchy ass movies.
Yeah, he did.
Where Clerks, a woman fucked a dead guy in a bathroom. Clerks 2, a guy fucked a donkey. And there's a lot of racial slurs towards not only black people but Jewish people.
They showed the clip, like, this was like 2 years ago. The part Rando, he's like, I'm taking porch monkeys back.
Yeah.
And if people would say like, let in 2020 you make a whole 10-minute segment about the word porch monkeys, they would fucking slay you for that now.
Yeah, but
and that's only like 10 years ago that was made.
Yeah,
like,
I'm still gonna be a fan and watch the movies.
Oh yeah,
but he can't talk about, Kevin Smith can't talk about justification and all that when literally you had movies where you were just fucking shit, just
selling perversion, and now you're making a children's show. You went from R-rated to children's show.
And now you're acting like you're a white knight. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to cancel him. If I see Clerks 2, I'm still going to watch him. I'm like, man, he made money off of the behavior at the time, but now it's just like, oh, well, look at the trailer for Netflix, the trailer that they all agreed on.
Yeah.
That's what I was expecting. You fucking got like that He-Man. 80s movie. Yeah. Like, oh shit, there's He-Man, there's Man-at-Arms, there's Tila, there's
Orko.
I'm like, there's the green fucking cat. Oh my god.
Exactly, the battle cat.
There's that like sage owl chick. Oh my god, Skeletor, Evelyn, Beastman, Merman, this guy, that
Merman's
guy.
in it, yep.
Oh my fucking god, that one dude with the eyes that keep... yeah. And then I see it and I'm like, it's a fucking joke, right?
Yeah.
End of episode 1, I'm like, fuck this guy.
Yeah. And that's what people are pissed off about, because when you watch, first off, the first poster, the poster for Netflix Master of the Universe has He-Man written on the cover holding the sword and Skeletor. That's Tila's like very like in the background. Then like you said, the first trailer, the song goes, "I Need a Hero." And it shows He-Man saying, "I have the power," and it's all He-Man fighting Skeletor in the trailer. So it's, and Kevin's like, this show is all about He-Man. It's his story. No, it's not.
Like spoilers. If you don't want spoilers for Masters of the Universe Revelations, I'll give you like 3 seconds.
At this point,
And okay, so it pretty much starts where Tila gets mad because she was so in love with Adam, and everyone lied. He was He-Man. How could everyone betray poor Tila? So she now hates He-Man, has a black girlfriend, but at the very end, meets Adam again, and she's just like, oh my god, Adam, take me right here in the grass in heaven. Oh, we're gonna do all the stuff we did when we were younger. I missed you. How could I ever live without you? Yeah. It's like, wait, what the fuck is the message? It's okay to hate him because he kept you safe. If you knew he was He-Man, if Skeletor knew that Prince Adam was He-Man, she would be a target instantly. Her life would have been hell, and then it would be like, how could you do this to me? Why? It's like, okay, it's... But
also, it's like, it felt like, but the themes and messages, they're making this way too heavy, because they say this show is targeted towards 8-year-olds. Then this is like, stop targeting, like, this is way too heavy fucking for
stop making it.
Because again, it's like, go back and watch the original cartoon. The original cartoon is cheesy and stupid. It's just like Ninja Turtles. I can go back and watch like reruns of Ninja Turtles, and if they try making Ninja Turtles now for guys in their 30s and 40s, like, we don't need that much heavy drama into a fucking kid's cartoon.
And if it is like a show for 8-year-old, like, why are you bringing the history of the He-Man in the 80s into
it's like
the
at your
He-Man
house
now? It's like, you gotta pick and choose what you're going by. Are you following the He-Man legacy and you want to go by that art? Or, this is a show for 8 years old and we're just going to reinvent it for the modern 8-year-old.
If the three of us fucking would right now fucking popping some drinks or say smoke a fucking blunt or something, and we sit down and watch SpongeBob. Why are we watching SpongeBob? Why are we watching Fairly Odd Parents? Why are we watching Powerpuff Girls? I mean, do I want to have fucking Patrick tell SpongeBob, like, the way the fucking the polar ice caps are melting stuff in COVID right now, Sponge, Bob, and like, or the Powerpuff Girls are talking about the Black Lives Matter issues, and like, you're watching Fairly Odd Parents because it's fucking silly fun and it's made for kids. Kids don't need this much heaviness. Yeah. He-Man is the same thing. It's like that IP, that brand was about He-Man, Skeletor, good guy, bad guy. It's pretty much as simple as it fucking gets. You're making it way too fucking complex for this shit. Like, He-Man, we don't need to watch He-Man for like lesbian stuff, Black Lives fucking matter, sexual orientation. It's a fucking kid's cartoon.
I mean, how I first thought like the season was gonna pan out when I first seen the first episode is like, I didn't really mind at first. I was like, oh, He-Man dies and then she's gonna find a way to bring He-Man back, and it's gonna be like this huge epic, like, she's gonna bring her lover back, and a very passionate type of season. But then it really just turned into, it's not even about He-Man anymore. It's about how basically oppressed Tila was, and how like betrayed she was, and
Evelyn too. But look what Evelyn did throughout the whole thing. She did everything she could to bring Skeletor back. But if you listen to her lines of dialogue, she was the victim.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Well, she was basically like saying she was a slave, like she was trapped under Skeletor's thing, like it wasn't her choice to be that way. And it's just like, okay, so it wasn't your decision then, and now it's your decision.
Like people try saying that stuff too. It's like, instead of some people, like I watch on Geeks and Gamers, instead of some people just being, sometimes they're just bad guys, good guys and bad guys, and there's just, but now all the female characters, well, she's not really bad, it's just her intentions. Like, no, she's the fucking villain, guys. It's like, you don't need to go like with WandaVision. I did watch WandaVision because I still am a fan of Marvel, and everyone busts out laughing from like the very ending episode, because basically the premise of WandaVision, I'm not sure how much, honey, you know of that, but like in Avengers Infinity War, Thanos kills Vision. He kills him, takes a stone out, and after Endgame, everything happens, Marvel's done with. So Wanda in WandaVision, she gets even more powerful. She winds up enslaving the entire fucking town. That's why it's got they go through like I Love Lucy stuff, and then like Modern Family, and every episode it's different fucking versions of her childhood. But this entire time they come to find out that with her magic, a couple times fucking Vision breaks the magic, and the people that she's enslaving, they're in extreme fucking pain, and they're crying, and they're like being puppets where they know what's happening at all times, and they can't break her fucking magic. At the very last episode, when everything starts crumbling down and she gives up she becomes the Scarlet Witch, which is way different in the comics. But at one point, Monica Rambeau is like, the whole town, they'll never understood what you sacrificed. And everyone on the internet's like, what she sacrificed? You were enslaving men, women, and children against their fucking will and causing them fucking physical and mental pain. What are you sacrificing? You are enslaving innocent fucking people, you fucking shithead writers. That's not called sacrificing. That's called you were enslaving a town of innocent fucking people because you want to bring back your dead boyfriend. Like, holy shit, like you are not the victim in this situation, honey. Like
the comics made far more sense, but it was far more
and
disgusting.
And again, like with Wanda, the character of Scarlet Witch in the comics is just like Black Widow, like Captain Marvel. All these characters have such rich histories and are so well written in the comics, but these fucking TV shows and movies, just like Tila, everyone loved Tila back in the fucking 80s. Everyone hates her now because you wrote her to be an arrogant, egotistical, selfish bitch. And that's how she is. And of course, Prince
with
Adam.
With a Karen hairstyle.
It's funny, even like Selena, and Selena's a woman, she goes, Chris, episode 2, she goes, because she takes off her crown episode 1, she goes, why does she have a lesbian haircut for? The funny part, that's coming from a
No,
female.
I didn't say lesbian haircut. You're the one who brought it up, and I was like, I can see it. I definitely noticed how like a lot of, tough, masculine quotation women have that haircut, and I don't understand why. They can have beautiful long hair and be just as masculine.
But then Kevin himself comes out and says, because he directed a couple episodes of Supergirl, the one in Supergirl, her new fictional sister, her sister in Supergirl is lesbian, and her sister has the exact same haircut. And Kevin's like, oh yeah, I got that expired for Tila's new haircut based off Supergirl's sister, who is a lesbian, who has that haircut.
Wait, didn't he also do that for Chase and Amy at the end? She got a lesbian haircut too.
It's been a while since I've seen it, but she did get a haircut. But
you mentioned I forget her name, the superhero off The Boys had that haircut.
Stormfront, yeah.
Stormfront. And she's very like
the fucking Nazi.
badass and just
no, she's not badass.
Super masculine.
Well,
I mean, like she's just super like.
Well, she's powerful,
Just it's ignorant, but she takes no shit.
The only person stronger than her was Homelander.
She's like totalitarian.
No. Homelander couldn't even hurt her.
Yeah,
remember the episode where she's like, laser my fucking tits, and he's doing it as hard as possible, and she's like, that's
I know, but she was getting her ass beat by 3 other superheroes.
Because girls get it done.
Well, I feel like Homelander was kind of like, but he wasn't like giving his full power with her and shit. But I'm just saying, like, in terms of the lore though, Stormfront in the comics was just like right under Homelander in terms of power. But even in the show, she was a fucking beast though. It's like
in the comics, Stormfront was a guy.
I know. Which is weird, but it's
what?
Yeah.
And was she still with Homelander?
No, it was a guy in the comics.
Yeah, because Homelander isn't gay in the comics. That was why.
Very interesting.
Some people did shit on The Boys season 2 for that because they're like, why did you make Stormfront a girl for? Because
girls get it done.
So I mean, that's why. I'm still a fan though, but I do understand some things were changed like that. Like that doesn't make any sense. Like so I don't know.
Well, honestly, I didn't take The Boys too serious because it was just like.
Yeah.
It's the concept of what if superheroes weren't the heroes you thought they were. I'm like,
exactly.
oh, fuck, I like this. And I'm like, oh, halfway through season 1, it's like, season 2, hurry up now.
Yeah.
Give it to me now. I don't care.
I'm just going to skip to all the softcore and poor scenes now.
Like, yeah, that chick you see as your mommy is riding you on the couch. I'm confused.
Yeah, that was a weird dynamic. Like, so yeah, you're such a good boy.
Wait, what?
Remember season 2? Selena was laughing because everyone online talked about that because you were a year behind, but the internet was going nuts where she dies and stuff, and he finds the frozen milk and he laser beams it and heats it up.
Oh my god, that was so
in his pants.
The way he was,
and then he made Doppelganger shapeshift into her too. Oh.
Yeah. Jake's fucking back.
That was a mind fuck.
He's like fetal position on his side.
Yeah. He turns into himself. Like, wait. He's like, you want it? Like,
if I blow you, is it masturbation or incest? I'm like, I'm fucked up for wondering what's the right answer here. It's like, fucked up, but I need to know.
I've asked a question before. If I clone myself and my clone blows me, like...
I would consider it masturbation.
I would classify that as gay.
But it's your clone.
But it's guy on clone guy. So
you're asexual? Could that be asexual?
I don't know.
I don't know, but that it made me think, and not in a good way. It's like
you're all of it.
I really need to know the answer here. What's the real answer? Come on,
get me another beer.
But it was just the whole thing where I found it fascinating just because that I'm still, like we said, we're fans of Kevin, but the endless fucking hypocrisy, because people, like with Star Wars, but Star Wars or anything, if you dislike something, you're an asshole and like you shouldn't be watching this. But if you like something, we're so happy you like something. I'm like, so, like the one guy Jeremy was saying, it's like now the term they're using is called review bombing. Oh well, it's only the vocal minority who dislikes something. I'm like, but again, why did nobody review bomb like we were breaking down Netflix Castlevania? Netflix Castlevania was based on the 80s video game Castlevania.
Oh, yeah.
Why did that get like a 95% user rating? Because everyone fucking loved it. Why did say we mentioned The Witcher, Henry Cavill years ago was saying one woman's like, Henry, how do you feel about fans like this quote unquote toxic fan base? And he goes, and Henry's exact words, and people have quoted it 10,000 times. He goes, fans aren't toxic, fans are passionate. It's like fans love something, and he was like, with Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman, Zack Snyder, who directed it, got a lot of shit because Superman is a cheerful character. He's truth, justice, American way. He's hopeful, he's brightful, and he had Henry Cavill acting like this sour, depressed, fucking miserable person, and like that's not who fucking who Superman is. It's like Batman. They call him like people are saying like Punisher Batman. Batman is not walking around just murdering guys. It's not what Batman does. You made Batman kill a lot of fucking people in BVS, which isn't to Batman.
If you look at the animated cartoons, when Batman fought half these people, the explosions, the cars flying, you didn't think people died from those.
I mean, sometimes accidents happen.
I'm pretty sure when Superman was throwing cars and stuff at people, there might have been a person or an animal in one of them. But people don't want to think like that. They're like, against the bad guy, I can overlook the destruction and most likely loss of life. When Superman's tackling people through buildings, I'm like, yo, people are fucking dead.
And that's what The Boys illustrates well with like the superhero universe. That
group, exactly. The one guy who's like, I got with that ice hero and she froze my dick off.
Oh yeah.
When she orgasmed and she snapped it off, and I'm like, wait, what? and just the thought that they thought that far into it, that there's support groups for people like Homelander caught that one woman, but because of how fast he was going, he snapped her spine in half.
Yeah.
How the hell could Superman fly at Mach speeds holding Lois's hand? I'm pretty sure after a certain Mach, her skin would literally be peeling off from the G-force.
That's true, though. Yeah. Well, yes, I took it as that. But when Henry, the point I was trying to make people online, which I liked, is like, we were saying, for example, at The Witcher. Like look at The Witcher season 1. Sometimes it was goofy. It wasn't, always perfect in terms of, like, the timeline. But it got, like, a 94% fan rating. And, like, it was Netflix's #1 show. And it was a good example where it's, hey, guys, remember this character called Yennefer? Yennefer is a fucking beast in her own right. But she doesn't overshadow Geralt, though. It's like, could you imagine watching a show called The Witcher and Geralt was in, like, a minute of like every episode? It's his show.
I'm gonna piss off some women, but I was not disappointed in them titties. I played the game. I'm like, where them Yennefer titties at? Like, that's my Yennefer.
But I was watching this one guy on the Critical Drinker page about the Netflix Castlevania with Sif and Trevor. Like season 4, and you've seen season 4. That fucking final season with fucking Trevor and Sifa, holy shit! Like you see her in season 1 to season 4, her magic, she's a fucking monster.
Nah,
like, you know,
I think 3 was like the prime when she was
it's hard to say.
underneath that church. Just going fucking ham flying. I was like...
And then all 3 of them in season 4 with Alucard there. But it's the point that, like, just because Castlevania, technically Trevor is the main character, it's like Sifa is still awesome. It's like...
I'm sorry, I have to say this. Fuck Alucard and that whole thing. That fucking crybaby fucking...
He's Dracula's son.
Bitch. Seriously, it's like... Oh, well, I'm going to stay in my father's castle because I was born here. Yeah. They're like, well, we're going out to see the world. See you. Okay, I will just stay here. It's like, oh, these 2 strangers. I'm like, wait, how old are they? And he's just like, nope.
But Alucard, the combat scenes that were excellent.
I don't know. I kind of was just like grossed out. I'm like, Alucard's taking it in the butt by that dude. I mean, want to say this. I was like, I want to watch that dude fucking a vampire chick. I don't want to see Alucard fucking a guy. Yeah. No.
Well,
I mean, he had 1,000 years to express his sensuality in all the ways.
Daddy left a scar on my chest. Lick it.
Like, that was the premise I was saying. Like, you know, you can take Yennefer and Geralt, for example, or like Sifa and Trevor, and Selena's seen this, but not Selena. Susan, Jamie, Jennifer would all say, even Jamie's like, you don't have to make your male character a total fucking pussy to make your female character a badass. Like, we watch the Avengers. Black Widow is awesome, but it doesn't make the Hulk a fucking pussy or Thor worthless. And Black Widow is not near as powerful as Captain America. She doesn't have to be. And that's the problem with He-Man. Like, you literally kill your main character episode 1, and then during the next 4 episodes, it's a little bit of like flashbacks. Yeah, episode 5, she's talking to Prince Adam inside heaven, and all he's doing is whining the entire fucking episode and apologizing. Like, you're supposed to be fucking He-Man, you little grow a pair of balls, dude. It's like you're whining and apologizing the entire fucking episode.
Yeah, well, then did you see the second to last one where he's talking about giving up the sword, but it's strapped to her back? Like, who's gonna get it? I fucking wonder who's gonna... Like, look, if you didn't even just say anything, if you didn't make the trailer out to be He-Man, exactly. I wouldn't have had a problem if it was a standalone. I would have like... Not for me, but it wasn't terrible. The fucking voice acting was amazing. The graphics were phenomenal.
Yeah, the voice acting was amazing. Yeah. Except I didn't really like the voice of Teal. You said Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It did not match. Yeah. Like, I kind of expected like a strong voice, like how
Evelyn is.
Yeah, like how Evelyn is. But then it's just like
she did sound whiny.
It sounded like a teenager, like a spoiled teenager from high school complaining that like.
Well, you're saying, Ellie, this was like
her cell phone battery died.
I've watched like some YouTube videos. People were saying, listen, if the show was going to be mostly about Tila and her journey, her adventure, people wouldn't be as upset if you promote it to be like that. But being at like, I've got a 14-year-old son, I'm 39 years old, and a lot of little boys out there. When literally the first show and then the 2002 remaster was called, both shows were called He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Literally He-Man, and he's on the fucking posters, the trailers, and you're saying yourself, Kevin, this show's it's He-Man's fucking show. You kill him off the fucking bat. It's not that people had a problem with Tila, but it's like I said with The Witcher. You know, I watched The Witcher to watch Geralt. I like Yennefer, but it's not Yennefer's fucking show. If you said this show's about Yennefer, I'd still want to watch it to be what it is.
I'd still watch. Don't worry, I never played the video games. I first was exposed to Witcher for the show, and I really liked it. But once I got into the Yennefer story, I ended up really liking after that, just because I identify with like power-hungry psycho women. But
she's a fan favorite by men and women alike. That's the fuck premise. That's what I'm saying. Like when I was younger, like I'd watch Hercules for Hercules. I'd watch Xena Warrior Princess because it was Xena's show. Now if I watch Hercules and he dies in the first 10 minutes and Xena takes over his entire show, I'm not watching his show to watch her. I'm watching her show to watch her. That's what people are fucking saying. Like
Superman.
Or Xena, for example. Like Supergirl. I watch Supergirl to watch Supergirl. I don't watch Supergirl to watch her sister take over the entire fucking show. Or Superman. Like, right now in CW, a lot of people aren't talking about it, but it's getting more popular. I was watching your house. It's called Superman and Lois. By far the best Superman show I've seen in a fucking long time. Lois is in it a good chunk, but it's still called Superman and Lois. They kind of share half times, but or half the screen time. But if like Superman was in it for 1 minute per episode, it would be shit. Like they're in it all the fucking. It's about Superman and Lois, not just like her making him a worthless fucking pussy. It's like it's their show, and That's the point when people say, well, it wasn't just He-Man's show. No, it's not just his show, but he's the main fucking character. You know, it's like the Avengers. People can love or say what they want. Yes, it's got Hulk, Thor, Black Widow. The bottom line, Robert Downey carried the fucking, like, people went to go see Avengers for Iron Man. It's called what the fuck is.
Yeah.
He got paid, out of all the actors, Robert Downey was paid the most money of anybody for every Avengers film.
I did not know that.
The first film, because Iron Man kick-started the fucking entire Marvel universe and stuff. When the first Avengers
I never watched any Iron Man movies.
Well, that's what started out though for the fan shit. So it was like, but when the first Avengers came out, Robert Downey got paid like $50 million fucking dollars. And then what happened is, because also he was Robert Downey, he's got some kind of clout and stuff. He wound up negotiating Marvel to say, listen, it's my fucking film, but you need to give the rest of them guys more money because they were paid like hundreds of thousands. He got paid $50 fucking million, so he bumped all their fucking paychecks with him. But the premise is Iron Man's still over all the fucking posters and trailers. It's like, yes, Hulk is there and Thor is there, but you're going to see it for Iron Man. That's just how it was. Like, you know,
I really did.
Yeah, and or even like Justice League. Well, everyone knows Superman died in Batman vs Superman. Superman is in Justice League. He's in it for 5 minutes. It's not so. That's like saying Justice League was about Superman. Bullshit. No, Superman died, and fucking Justice League was about Batman and Aquaman and Wonder Woman and shit. So Superman's in it but he's in it for fucking 5 minutes. It's not his film. You know, so like they're saying, oh, this is He-Man's story. No, it's fucking not, dude. People don't fucking hate Tila.
Yeah,
but you bullshitted the fucking fans because, like I said, and not shit on Tila, but He-Man was inspiration to like a lot of little boys. A lot of little boys want to see He-Man, not Tila.
Well, I think it was a good show ultimately, but it was very misleading. Like, you know, everybody's watching it for He-Man, and then you're like, we're just gonna put a political agenda on you now. Like,
well, look at the flashbacks. Her character was most relatable when it was the flashbacks, when she was. Yeah. She fell in that trap, and He-Man came out, saved her, and they get attacked by that dragon dude again, and he's like, you want to turn? And they shared the spotlight. I'm like, this is what it was about. Yeah. Because then you get Tila, that other chick who the fake ninja girlfriend, Evelyn, Orca, Man-at-Arms, and everybody's taking these turns being a badass. And I'm like, yeah. Where's he? Oh, yeah, that's right. He's dead.
Yeah.
But then they bring him
that
back.
Liar!
And he's worthless.
Yeah, and like people were saying, episode 1, you're fucking, Tila was fucking going off on He-Man's fucking parents. Their son just got murdered and stuff, and you're sitting there, you're giving this whole 5-minute fucking, like,
she just made it about her.
All about you, and it's like, bitch, like, fucking, his parents just.
No, his father didn't know. The mother kept it from the father, and he's like, what do you mean, my son? It was he. Yeah. Oh, my God. And he looked at the wife, and he's like, you've been lying to me?
Yeah, I was confused about that scene because I didn't know that the dad didn't know either.
Yeah, and then Tila took it out on the mother worse than anybody. Yeah. It's like, you lied to him about his son, but then she disrespects the king. Like, he didn't know. You stood up for him, and then you're just still shitting.
I mean, when, like, a tons of lives and, like, the safety of the world and universe is at stake, I'm pretty sure we deserve to keep a couple secrets when it comes to that.
That's what people are looking at Kevin like, dude. It's like, what? It's like you're a better writer than, considering Kevin wrote Daredevil. He's written fucking Batman comics. So you're a better writer than this dude. It's like,
what? I'm not saying that it wasn't well written and it wasn't necessarily good. It's just the agenda is obvious. Like, maybe to an 8-year-old it wouldn't be obvious, but like to me and somebody who's seen He-Man before, like, it's like you're totally
or
like,
people would say, like, if you want to kill He-Man,
like taking revenge on the patriarchy through He-Man. And I'm not here for it.
That's the fucking premise. It's like anybody who watched the original 80s cartoon, we're watching it because we want to sit down with our kids or something, have a beer. If you're an adult, get some pizza, sit back and have a good fucking time. Like when you and me watch, we've been catching Supernatural. You and me, we get a fucking pizza, we get some chips and stuff. We watch Sam and Dean kill werewolves, kill monsters. I don't need Sam and Dean talking about fucking the political patriarchy or the economy right now. Like,
it's literally every episode they like half fall in love with like a stranger girl, and then they have to say goodbye to her forever. And I was supposed to feel sorry for you. I'm like, dude, this is like the 5th girl. I'm surprised you're not over it. You've been literally doing this for years.
Well, they actually make fun of the monster politics, like the elder vampires. Yeah. They're like, elder, what? Just because they're older, you think they're better? And they just like start laughing at this. They're like, Sam and Dean Winchester will kill you. And they're like, ha ha ha.
Yeah. What's it?
I mean, they could.
But they never do.
What's like, but people take shit out of context. Like Selena will get to this later on because she doesn't remember Castiel, but like this was even like
I do remember the Angel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in love with him.
But this was he became a fucking fan. The fans blew up like loving. And so because
Sam.
the first couple seasons are Sam and Dean. Once Castiel comes in, now it becomes Sam, Dean, and Castiel. He is just like he becomes the third brother. And this is what got pissed off that you'll see it later. It's not even a spoiler. But one time, actually, Sam and Dean die 15 fucking times over, and he always come back to life. Castiel dies, comes back to life. But
Castiel's an angel, so
that's what I'm saying.
he was never
it's like
really alive.
Supernatural, one of them shows where if you're dead, they don't stay dead. They stay dead for 2 episodes, they come right back. But there was a speech that Castiel gives to fucking Dean about loving him and caring about him. And it's like, it would be no different than like me talking to Elliot or me talking to, say, Junior. It's like, at this point, they're like 10 seasons in, Castiel sees Dean as pure fucking family. And you read stuff online like, oh, Dean and stuff, he should have like this man crush on Castiel and blah, blah. Like, Dean's a womanizer.
Yeah, like.
It's not saying anything wrong being fucking gay, but like, if you're reading into two men telling, like, there's possible for you to tell your male friend you love him and he changed your fuck life and you do love him as a fucking brother.
Oh, no, my perspective is like, no, stop projecting your perversions onto an angel of the Lord in the show. Like, he's an angel. He's pure. I'm pretty sure the last thing he's thinking about is sex. Yeah. Like, he's too busy trying to save heaven.
When he became that hippie cult leader who was sleeping with everybody,
I didn't get that far. I never finished it. I'm really sad about how Castiel's going to evolve.
Gabriel had to be the biggest womanizer with the fucking porn movies he keeps bringing out.
This isn't Supernatural? You're talking about Supernatural?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
You'll find it later on.
What the fuck?
Like,
it gets really out there.
I stopped after Castiel joined, but I was really in love and loved when Castiel first joined, but I eventually got bored with it.
That was the fucking point. Like, people would say, it's like, if a male character tells another male character, hey, listen, I do love you, care about you, I'm about to fucking die, he's telling him as family. It's like, but you're reading this, it's like, they should have had a romance. Shut the fuck up. And that's like, now with the whole fucking Tila thing. It's like, and this is what people would say, fuck with established characters. Like, I was watching Geeks and Gamers. He goes, if you make your own character, you can make your own character gay, straight, black, white, whatever and shit you want to do with them. But He-Man was already an established IP, Kevin. He-Man, you didn't create He-Man. You didn't create Masters of the Universe and stuff. So when you sit there and you make your own spin on it, you do kind of shit on the fucking fans and the character. It's like, I've said before, I didn't create fucking Batman. If I want to create a Batman story where Batman's fucking raping young little fucking girls, I can, but like, that's not respecting what Batman represents. Batman as a character wouldn't be fucking raping young fucking girls or something. Or Superman wouldn't be fucking like, joining the Ku Klux Klan or some shit. Just because in my fucking world, Superman's a fucking Klan member, that's not what his character's about. You're disrespecting an established character that you didn't create, because that's what Selena was saying earlier.
Yeah, it's about justice and but like, that should still exist. Like, people are just trying
there's too many fucking people that what they do is they put their own personal politics onto a fictional character. It's like, and Stan Lee said this shit. Stan Lee created all Marvel, from Spider-Man to fucking to whatever, Black Panther, X-Men. Stan Lee's like, I never put my own personal politics onto these characters because you're not writing for yourself. It's like, in a situation, if somebody broke into this house, it's not what would Chris do, it's like, what would Batman do if someone broke into Batman's fucking house? You can't put your own agenda into a character that's fucking fictional. It's like, they're making pretend, guys. And yeah, like I said, they're so busy trying to fucking preach this whole, like, what is with this current thing with fucking modern Hollywood and even people out there where women are like, we're fucking scared for like men to teach us something, or men to be stronger than us, or men to like save us. Sometimes everyone needs a little bit of fucking saving. Like, if you watch Kill Bill, her trainer was fucking awesome. It's like, he taught her how to be a martial artist, how to pick up a sword. The whole training regimen of like what Uma Thurman went through from Kill Bill. But nowadays, God forbid a male character taught a female how to be a better fighter, which is so stupid. It's like,
yeah, no, I definitely agree. I'm kind of disappointed with how like the feminist movement and just feminism in general is kind of evolving, because it really just turned into like revenge on the patriarchy, which, don't get me wrong, that is kind of how it started, which it was necessary. Women were definitely oppressed back in the day, and but it also grew into like just hating men and like also hating femininity too. Like, they would burn their bras and wear pants. Like, women also hated being women to an extent.
Say it.
I don't mean to laugh, but look at what these people root for. Men who wear these bras that they burned, act all feminine like they hated, saying they're going to be stay-at-home women, which they can't.
Yeah.
Breastfeeding kids and all that. And then people don't think about this. You have these men who say they're women taking spots from women. Look at these high school girls who are losing their scholarships to boys because the boys can't beat other boys at racing, so they're beating girls, stealing their scholarships, but it's to fight against all this stuff. I'm like, but you're letting men take these scholarships, and you don't see anything wrong with that? They tell people stop complaining. I mean, and it confuses me because I see for them.
Like,
it's
women
weird.
struggles like a little different than trans women struggles, because trans women and trans men, they deal with both genders, like in the physical life. Like, I identify as a woman. I'll probably always identify as a woman. I would like never really understand how like a person would treat me if I were to identify as more masculine or as a man and respect that. Which, don't get me wrong, I do feel masculine at certain times in my life. I have testosterone in me. Masculinity and femininity exists in all of us. And, you know, some women have more testosterone than other women. Some men have more estrogen than other men. It doesn't make either right or wrong. It's just, you know, some men are more sensitive. Some women are more tough. It's just, you know, everyone's different.
That's how it's always been like that.
Don't want to be treated like a bro. We treat each other like shit.
I just feel like transgender is its own perspective that should be respected, that a lot of people identify with. And to an extent, it should be separate from, you know, what women go through, just women, and what men go through, just men, just because those perspectives exist. Now, I'm not saying like be completely totalitarian, don't let them like mingle, and don't like mingle them together, but I do believe there should be somewhat a compartmentalization. Like, I would never understand what it's like to be a transgender man or woman. Yeah, and I'm not gonna like act like I do.
This happens like this, but this is the whole women hating thing. Like, you know, they don't want to take directions or lessons or any kind of like inspiration from men. I'm like, look, like Elliot and his fucking brother Carlton. You know, Carlton is a man. I'm a fucking man. I have no problem admitting that Carlton, physically speaking, is 3 times my fucking strength. He's twice my fucking size, twice my damn weight. I have no fucking problem. If Carlton taught me something or helped me like pick up like a couch or some shit, what's wrong with asking for help when you can't do something? And like now these women like, oh, I don't need a fucking man's help. It's not about fucking needing man's help. It's the fact that like, if you want to spend the rest of your life thinking that like you're so independent, and every human being in this fucking planet needs help at some point. I have no fucking problem. I can't fucking pick up a damn. I say there's been so many situations where if Carlton wasn't around or Junior wasn't around or anybody, like you help me with things all the time, and you're a female. It's like there's plenty of things I can't do, like from what it's folding fucking laundry or cooking certain foods.
I mean, you can do it. You're just like, you know, too lazy to do it.
Breaking boards, the old.
I'm not lazy. I'm stupid. Okay, I can't physically fucking fold those the way you fold fucking shirts. I can't do that shit. You're just good at that. And
I know, but it's not because you're a man. It's just because you're you.
Because I'm an idiot, and I'm fine with that.
I'm pretty sure there's other guys who can fold. It doesn't mean that they're feminine. It just means that they're good at folding.
Good hand-eye coordination.
But that's what I'm saying. But like, I don't. But because I need your help, though, I don't say I'm independent and I don't fucking need anyone's help. It's like, if you're better something than me, it's not because I'm a man, you're a woman. I'm not good at that shit.
Yeah, this is where like I feel like I do get conflicted feelings sometimes, because I like being a woman. I like being girly, and I like the energy of a man around me. I feel like that is a thing. Like, I'm not like making it up. Like, I'm very feminine. Masculinity complements me personally. Not saying regardless of anybody's gender, it should be a specific way. Like, femininity and masculinity could be a balance to anybody regardless of their gender. Yeah. But
that's the whole thing with fuck He-Man, like these kinds of characters, though. People say that shit, it's only fucking toxic men that are scared of strong female women. And it's like, no. There's plenty of women out there who actually want a boyfriend or husband or something who's like He-Man. It's like, and I'm not saying anything wrong with guys that like soy lattes and want to fucking manicures and stuff, but some women do want a manly fucking man. It's just, that's what some guys is like. There's a reason, like someone like The Rock is worth $1 billion and a global star. It's like, if I'm into a fucking fist fight, I want The Rock. I don't want someone like me. It's simple. I don't want a guy. Like, it's like, I don't want a Backstreet Boy next to me when I'm fucking fighting somebody. I want The Rock next to me, okay? Just
fucking West Side Story. They're dancing behind you.
Yeah, exactly.
Pow!
Nothing's
Like, what?
There's nothing wrong with fucking sharing your feelings and crying and stuff. But yeah, I want to I as a friend or something, or a partner, or even my fucking dad, I want a manly fucking man. And a lot of women out there want more manly fucking men, like the He-Mans out there.
I mean, I feel like confidence is key. I feel like it doesn't really matter if like you're really muscular or not. I think the confidence is really more important for me.
I'm saying, like, you know,
like a decent sense of self.
I look at the Terminator and Rambo and The Rock. These aren't men that are crying about their fucking feelings. They're too busy holding machine guns.
Have you seen First Blood? He did at the end.
I feel like men like that can be just like a Backstreet Boys. It's just they're more physically.
That's what we're saying, but you said it yourself though. A lot of people nowadays, their problem is instead of fucking having these strong male characters, to fucking too busy emasculating them. Well, you know,
I do agree with that, but also my problem is on both sides. Men and women, they resent each other. Men resent women, and women resent men. And like, don't get me wrong, I really feel like the new age is definitely about demasculating men and like men literally feeling guilty for just being a man, and like you shouldn't feel guilty for that.
Like, like, man, I'm pissed standing up. Fuck you. Go squat. Right?
I'll have a shiwi. I can do both options with me.
Yeah. And look what you need. Look what you need to.
At least my dick don't gotta hit any toilet water. I can do both.
Guess what? Look what you need to use to get a fraction of our power.
I mean, at least my shiwi don't hurt when it gets punched or whatever. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure if you use one of those as someone punched you, it's gonna hurt.
What, my shiwi?
Yeah. Just punched out. You're like, oh my god, my shiwi.
It will hurt my feelings. I don't fucking touch my shiwi.
Went too far back.
Remember I showed you that Salena, that picture?
I don't put the shiwi inside me, Elliot. That's not how shiwi works.
If you hit it while you're using it, it's going to go in your body.
We have like a crater vagina, but
it's like
that's gonna hurt.
I showed that picture to you and Elliot with fucking Omni-Man. It's like, girls got any shiwis for standing up. It's like, look what they needed for a fraction.
I showed that to
I find that more powerful, okay? I digress.
Yeah, but no, it is. It's like there's both sides. Like a lot of guys are fucking, they're scared to ask for help from, you know, because they want to be the tough macho fucking alpha male, and a lot of women out there, they're scared to ask for men's help because they feel like, well, if I ask for men's help, it's like hold me fucking back and the patriarchs, blah blah. No, sometimes it's fine to ask for help. It's like men or women. It's like stop.
Yeah, I kind of have a different. I feel like because I come from, there's a lot of women in my family. Like you know, there's more women than guys, and to an extent, the men in my family are demasculated, and they feel guilty to an extent. They feel guilty that they're stronger, and they feel guilty about it to an extent. And I feel like that's more of the thing. And I don't know. It's just like, of course, more men are going to be stronger. I feel like that. I don't know. It's supposed to be a balance. There's supposed to be a balance with
we said that fucking
male and female,
times.
with femininity and masculinity.
Every couple, every marriage, like whether it's my parents or my grandparents or friends and family, everybody out there who was in a partnership, and it'll be the same thing as like, honestly, if you had two gay guys or two lesbians, at one point someone is stronger and someone's weaker, someone's better at something at the other. So it's like, whether it's like my grandfather and grandmother or two gay men, there's always somebody that's better at something than the other person. It could be physically, it could be fuck cooking. Like, yeah, there's plenty of male chefs out there. There's top chefs. Gordon Ramsay's one of the top chefs on the fucking planet. Mm-hmm. So the whole stigma, like, only women can cook is bullshit because plenty of men can cook. Or like, you know, only men can, like, whatever, fucking, like, you know, roof or something, or lay fucking bricks. No, women can be iron workers too. So it's a point that you need to find people that complement what you are. Like I said, I know plenty of men can fucking do. I've known men in prison who went to the military that can fucking fold clothes even better than you can. So I know it's not a gender thing. I'm just saying, for me, I can't fucking fold clothes the way you can. You're just naturally good at it and shit. You have those characteristics that you have that I don't have, and vice versa. There's things I can do you can't do. It doesn't make us better or worse. We're both fucking equals. So with these shows like He-Man or different fucking like Captain Marvel or like a lot of these comic book characters now, they're making these fucking men worthless. Like with Superman, when Supergirl first came to Superman shows, like, oh shit, Superman's coming to Supergirl's show. It's gonna be fuck awesome. They're gonna be teaming up. They're gonna be fucking going back and forth. No, every episode he was getting his ass kicked every fucking episode, and she was constantly saving him to the point where like, oh, Kara, because her name's Kara, And he's like he's like, one point he's like, you're so much stronger than me. And he goes, I'm so happy you're here and stuff. The Earth is so much better that you're in every episode. Superman is constantly getting his shit kicked out of him every episode, and she's constantly saving him. And I'm like, look, he's literally just there just to be a punchline. And I'm like, you don't got to do that. It's like, make them. But technically speaking, he's more powerful than she is, but it's whatever. It's just, you don't.
Yeah, I mean, like, it should be a balance.
Yeah, it's like as Susan says before.
Maybe she's better at folding than him.
No, it's just, or just like, but from a physical standpoint, it wouldn't make sense. The fact that, I mean, the characters of Superman is like, 6'2" and 200 pounds, and she's like, 5'2" and like $110. Like, in terms of physicality, it wouldn't even make any sense. It's like, so.
Well, Kryptonians didn't make much sense to me.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying, but like from a physical standpoint, it's just but they're still human beings and shit. It's like Batgirl. Is she as strong as Batman? Of course not. She never fucking will be. But it doesn't mean she's not like what he said, and that's what pissed people off in The Killing Joke. Because one point she's yelling at Bruce, saying like, Bruce, like, we're equals. He goes, no. He's like, we're partners, but we're not equals. And the thing is, and that's not a man-woman thing. Robin is nowhere near as fucking good as Batman, and Robin's trained with him since he was 10 years old.
Yeah, and Robin is also somewhat subservient the way that
because they see him as a father. That's why.
But that's the point. But it's like, as nasty as Robin was, and Dick Grayson, who Bruce Wayne trained since he was 10 years old. The point of Batman's character is he's the best there fucking is. Robin is not as good as him, but he's like, that's what he's like. We're not equals. We're partners, but we're not equals, and there's nothing fucking wrong with that.
Well, that's what I like about Witcher too. Like with Geralt and Yennefer, I feel like they are both like equals, very powerful people in their own way. Well, yeah. But I also like that like Yennefer is kind of borderline like gonna lose it too sometimes. Yeah. Like she's kind of on like the line where, and Geralt can totally see it, and he's basically trying to like, because he's in love with her and doesn't want her to go fucking apeshit.
Yeah.
And he also knows he's treading on a thin line with her by just even questioning her, because like they're both so powerful.
Well, characters like that, like obviously episode 1, Geralt, if he got into a fucking sword fight with Yennefer, she'd be dead in 3 seconds.
Yeah.
But she's not.
I mean, if it was a sword fight, yeah, but she's a witch. I'm pretty sure she can just be like,
that's what I'm saying. It's like Witchers aren't known fucking witchers. They're not in the video games. They're not good at magic. Siri, in action terms of lore, Siri is 10 times the level Geralt will ever fucking be, but he's also fucking way more experienced. Like I said, in a sword fight, Siri cannot touch Geralt, but she's also raw magical fucking powerful. So yeah, obviously, if Geralt punches Yennefer in the face, he's gonna fucking drop her, but she has magic, so it balances out. It depends on how you look at it.
Well, Witcher's also hunted witches too, so he would know some ways to defend himself. But
Witcher also is magic. Whatever, like, genetically altered too. Yeah. It's not like he's like a regular man.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, that's what we're saying. So it's like they're different fields coming across. But the whole premise of the show is the video games. It's his fucking story. Now, if they want to make a side story or side show all about Yennefer, I'm all for that. Same thing. If the show was called like the Mage Yennefer and fucking she was in 2 minutes of show, people would fucking hate it. But it's called The Witcher, not the Yennefer show, and that's what makes it so good. She's there, but she doesn't overpower. And technically, fucking speaking, looking at the season 2 trailer, Yennefer's got 1 second. It's all about Geralt and Ciri. Ciri is actually the main protagonist with Geralt in the fucking.
That makes me sad because like, in the first season, Yennefer's story is just so inspiring.
I know. She's
inspiring how like just inspired she gets about like just being power hungry.
Yeah, that's how she is in the third.
Because she was so scared and like so
even in
bullied and
the third game,
so
though,
oppressed to like having literally limitless potential. It is a very amazing character.
Oh, good God.
Scare. Oh, no, so she's a great character, so, but the thing is, it's all about fucking Geralt, and Ciri is basically his daughter. So that's what we're just saying. It's like there's nothing wrong with Yennefer as a character or any female, like Hercules and Xena. I watch every once in a while they would have a crossover where Xena would hop in Hercules' show and vice versa. He's a demigod. He's the fucking son of Zeus. You expect a human being to be on his level? Xena's a nasty fighter in her own right, but Hercules can pick up a fucking rock with one hand. It's like Xena is a human fucking being.
She's a princess warrior.
Yeah, and she is awesome. But like when her and Hercules fucking fight, you let Hercules take over the fucking giants and the trolls and stuff too. That he can match his power. She's technically a better fighter than Hercules, but like of course he's fucking Hercules. So it's like, doesn't mean because she's not as strong as him means she's worthless. No, she's nasty. It's just like, he's a demigod. What the fuck do you expect? It's like, so all this modern fucking feminism, like Susan would say, it's like, you're not going for equality. What you're going for is superiority. And that's not the thing.
I feel like it's just more revenge. Ultimately, it's like
but
you're mad that women were oppressed back in the day, and you're trying to get revenge on it.
But isn't that oppressive by literally
it is.
Like, well,
it's fighting
as a
fire
man,
with fire.
I have to tell all of you, including you women, that you're better. Like, wait, so you're using this thing to force them to know that as a man, you're letting them know they're better. I'm like, yeah,
it's not about being better. It's just, I don't know. I feel like it's just about being yourself and being authentic. And if you want to be a masculine woman and whatever, a tomboy woman, or
just make sure
a transgender man,
mustache.
then by all means, that's you. That's your authentic self. But like, don't friggin' project what you think gender should be just because of how you feel about your own sexuality. Everybody's preference is different, and that's fine.
Even terms
as long as you're not, hurting anybody or forcing anybody to do it.
Oh, they're forcing people.
Yeah. No, being as a kid, like the term fucking tomboy, everybody here knows what tomboy was. We grew up with tomboys. There's plenty of
I was a tomboy.
There's plenty of fucking girls, like, that would play with, it's like some boys would play with Barbie dolls, some fuck girls would play G.I. Joes.
But also the reason why I was tomboy is because I was literally slut shamed at 8 years old. I would wear like a dress and would be called like a slut, and I'm just like, I'm just a kid wearing a dress. Guess I'll never do that again. So I never wore a dress for a few years.
Those people had a thing for slutty 8-year-olds.
No, it was just ignorance. It was just ignorance, and nobody taught me better. Or
they had a thing for slutty 8-year-olds. That's why all these.
You're right. I was asking for it.
No. In other words, it's the person who was wrong, and somebody probably should have called the cops. Like, why are you trying to sexualize an 8-year-old?
Yeah, I don't know. It was just weird. But I feel like for the most part, I was a tomboy because I feel like I was shamed for being a girl, or shamed for being a girl, either being slutty and promiscuous because I wanted to be girly, or I was ugly and was just called fat, and I looked bad being girly. So I'm just like, no more girly.
Well, it's nothing wrong with fucking liking cars, So it's like some guys like ballet and opera and stuff. Some guys want to freaking like go into UFC.
Opera is awesome.
Yeah,
mixed metal with opera.
Yeah,
fucking love it.
One day we'll go to opera if everything opens back up with the COVID. So.
Yes, I'll get those tiny dick glasses. Like,
I'd feel so sophisticated.
Look
the little binoculars.
Look at those worms. They don't have tiny binoculars like me. Peasant. Like, I'm fat. In olden days, fat people were rich because we could afford food.
It's true, though.
Peasant, thin fuckers.
That sandwich. Isn't it funny, though, how we talked about that before? Like, how back in the day, being fucking fat means you're wealthy.
Yeah.
Now it means if you're fat, you're poor.
Yeah. Well, the thing, in certain cultures, very small certain cultures, being fat is a happy thing. Like the way we emotionally feel fat, it's bad. But in like certain cultures, it's like good. Like, ooh, I like being fat. That means I'm rich. And
at least in America, but like he was saying, but back in the day, like the Great Depression, everyone's so fucking poor. People would take their shoes and make fucking leather soup out of their shoes because they're so fucking poor in this country because they couldn't afford to be fat. Now it's like the opposite, where it's like to be fucking fit and in shape costs a lot of money. Because
that just means when food
I feel like we're going back to that too.
Yeah.
Oh, I do too.
I think it's going to happen very soon.
Because people don't appreciate self-worth. They go on social media and someone else speaks for them. I'm like, nope, I can agree what you say, but you don't speak for me. Mm-hmm. I agree with your point of view. I think the same way on that specific topic, but you don't speak for me. I speak for myself.
Yeah. So that was a good. That was a fun hour.
Hour and by nice.
I thought we can do some He-Man shit, but just in general, like
I don't know. We can't say He-Man because it's
She-Man. You
Masters of the Universe.
I've seen a bunch of pictures on fucking YouTube which says He-Ma'am on it. It's just a picture of
yes, ma'am.
He-Ma'am.
He-Ma'am. What's like when they had a couple years back, Netflix had the She-Ra show. The She-Ra show was all about She-Ra. Everyone's like, hey, cool, awesome. It's literally says She-Ra. It's like you're watching it because it's her show. It's
now She-Ra's like this 10-year-old little kid. In the new update, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Some people are going to get a little bit too excited with this.
So, I found this article for all three of us, which is, I've heard this in the past, but it's good to see it again because they just posted this on the New York Post. But it says, living, light drinking linked to fewer risks in heart disease. See?
Wait, what?
It says, light drinking. is linked to fewer risks in heart disease.
Light drinking, like what? Like a shot?
All right, not what you're drinking.
How
But
can you drink light?
Define
like-
light drinking.
It's right there. I can't ingest light.
So this news deserves a toast. While research on drinking is abundant and abundantly inconsistent at times, conventional thinking would suggest that people with cardiovascular disease, known as CVD, should reduce alcohol intake, which can increase blood pressure and contribute to other factors. However, new findings, have shown that light to moderate drinking may be a boon to heart disease patients. So it says they were less likely to suffer a heart attack, stroke, or angina while consuming up to 105 grams of straight...
Stroke or angina. All I heard was gina.
Yep.
I was like,
Mangina.
stop.
So they're saying about 105 grams of straight alcohol per week. That's about a 6-pack of beer or a whole bottle of wine. And then,
And what did that prove?
That there is less chance of cardiovascular disease. Also,
Score.
which can... let's see. That disease says you're less likely to suffer a heart attack, stroke, or angina. So
if I drink a bottle of wine a day, I'll live forever.
Well,
Is what you're telling me? Got it.
they're saying a week though. So as alcohol consumption is associated with an increased risk of developing other illnesses, those with CVD who do not drink should be encouraged to take up drinking. In the U.S., one standard pour, a 12-ounce beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a 1.5-ounce shot contains approximately 14 grams of ethanol. Researchers found that adults who drank a relatively light average of 6 grams of alcohol per day from a 50% lower risk of recurrent heart attack and stroke compared to those who didn't. So, And let's see.
Shots.
It says researchers warned that their analysis did not fully count for heavy drinkers, though.
Oh.
Nor those who quit drinking due to an illness associated with drinking.
Whatever.
So
I'm in that category. Never mind.
Yeah, so I mean, you're probably gonna die of a heart attack, but
It means it's not working for you.
no.
I mean, hey, we're still at risk for it, so
Yeah, but like I've heard that since I was a kid. Actually, like back in even in high school, they said like over in France and like Europe, they would have their kids drink like half a glass of wine for dinner, and it was reducing their chance of getting heart disease and stroke. Like half a glass of wine, not like not the whole bottle.
Because kids had such a stressful day. Oh, daddy, my test was so tough. Here's some wine. Because, I'm at a steel mill where a fucking 5-ton beam almost crushed me, but your day is so much stressful, asshole.
No heart attack for you.
Yeah. Here's a glass of wine. He's just throwing it in his face. Now go fucking study. Okay? I almost died today.
Really. Yeah, it wasn't too many comments because it's like like 4 people commented. One guy, I'll drink to that, of course. Heavy drinking, on the other hand, is linked to becoming Speaker of the House. Jesus. He's like, yeah, who defines light drinking? Yeah.
I'm offended that you think that little is light.
Yeah. So this is California. We're gonna start seeing this more and more. This sign says, all right, California restaurant asks people to show proof of being unvaccinated.
How the fuck do you show proof of
What?
I swear to God. It's this sign, it says, Bostelico's notice of being unvaccinated required. We have zero tolerance for treasonous, anti-American stupidity. Thank you for pondering.
Oh. How the fuck do you prove that? Here's my medical record for the past year and a half.
Here's my immunization records.
It's Bascolo Pasta e Vino in California is requiring people to prove they haven't been vaccinated. Okay. It says they want hard proof. A California restaurant. Wow.
That's what his daughter said. Bang.
It's like a restaurant notorious for disregarding COVID protocols is doubling down on COVID idiocy by requiring patients to prove they haven't been vaccinated. So in other words, they're obviously anti-vaxxers. From day one, we never complied, banned masks, and now we're requiring proof of being unvaccinated. Holy shit.
I don't see how that's much different from the people who are so extreme that you have to do everything and show proof of being. It's the same thing.
The Orange County Eatery first found itself in social media's viral crosshairs at the start of the pandemic in 2020, after opting to remain open despite the statewide indoor shutdown. Wow. They then defiled mask mandates by required diners to remove their face coverings before sitting down to eat. Holy shit.
Then they cough in their face.
Yeah.
See, it's not real.
It says, we chose to fire another missile of defiance to further make our point in defense of American liberty and freedom. The measure comes as venues across California are imposing proof of vaccination policies because the nation's been going through a spike in the COVID's Delta variant, of course. So
I'm sorry. I need to admit, I wish I had the money to do these fucking comedy skits.
Yeah,
because I would be the guy. I would use their name and be like the waiter, and I was like, no, take off the mask, just cough in one person's face and spit in another's face. See, it's not fucking real. Can I take your order? Just a dude with like a loogie on his face. Yeah, thanks. Fucking can't stand those face covers. Oh, but the meatballs look amazing. Yeah. Honey, you see flecks of like...
Can you spit in my mouth again to prove a point?
But I don't know. I still think, can you prove? Yeah. And just like... and smack her in the face, her one eye's closed. Like, definitely stay from these COVID lies.
I mean, someone made a good point, which, like, this could go both ways. Someone's like, could they be someone said in the comment section, could they be sued for discrimination? Makes you wonder. I don't know. But, of course, you got this one asshole. He's like, well, the food there is really good. It's like, yep.
So he's just taking a picture with the guy, like, the wife's eyes closed because the loogie's dripping. I was like, amazing night as usual.
That whole discrimination shit, I'm not sure about that. Like how, like, because especially the vaccine, like if you walked into there and you said, you have to have a vaccine, would that be discrimination? But then they're saying you can't have the vaccine. What the fuck is
I don't know. My problem is the statistics. My problem was even ever since I came across, vaccines doubts in the first place. And it was across the polio vaccine because the main reason, why polio doesn't exist is because of vaccines. But, you can Google, polio statistics and you'll get at least 4 different contradicting charts and statistics. And I don't know. It's just, maybe it is shoddy science I'm spewing, but they say it was already declining, polio, before the vaccine was introduced. And, hygiene was also a factor in that case for many diseases, not only polio.
Exactly.
On why we don't get them anymore. I think that is a factor. I don't think, giving vaccines solely the reason why polio doesn't exist anymore is a little naive, in my opinion. But, I'm not the CDC, so obviously, and I'm not a doctor. But even if I was a doctor, if I don't regurgitate what the CDC says, then I'll just get my license stripped away from me.
Yeah, that's been
Fauci's going to be coming for you.
Canceled. Canceled.
I want everybody to hear this, that you don't know what you're talking about. Neither do you, Fauci, because you're the asshole who was telling people in the 80s that if someone had AIDS in the same room as you, just by breathing the same air, you would get AIDS.
Yeah.
Just saying. Got a history of...
Can't talk about that, though.
Shame.
Yeah.
Shame, you old bastard.
And I don't know. I just think it's just rich people just trying to tell poor people what to do when it comes to anything that makes money and has to be given to everybody in the world.
But it definitely is the comedy of, now so many people are saying we're pro-vaccine, we have to have vaccine, and you have to have
no, there's people who are just like, you cannot even be alive or a part of society if you do not get this vaccine. You should be in jail. Your kids should be stripped away from you.
Yeah,
you should not even be allowed to eat. You don't even deserve to buy food for not getting this vaccine.
You should be fired from your job.
Yeah. And I'm the good person. I'm the good person for believing that. We're
going to take everywhere, because I'm the fascist. I will take away every right until you do what I say.
Because I'm a good person, and I care about you more than you care about you.
This cross on my chest says
and I want you to die. I care about you so much that I would rather have you die from the disease.
By the way, my nurse who had the vaccine just passed out on me, so can I not take this shit now? Thank you.
Yeah. That's well,
this is also the thing that really worries me is, I come across articles that state the CDC is also admitting that their statistics aren't as accurate. And so now that that's being said, it's just like, and maybe these articles aren't being truthful. Who the fuck knows? I'm
know.
just one person, but who is anybody going to tell me who I have to answer to?
Yeah.
You can't tell me. The motherfucking mayor can't tell me. Nobody can really tell me I have to answer to. I have to be, not even God could tell me at this point, unless he wants to physically come down and tell me the answer.
I don't know. Then, if we go by dogma's rule, God would try to talk and your head would explode.
Well, is God pro-vaccine, anti-vaccine? I bet he'd be anti, in my opinion, but that's another debate for another day.
That's what's funny. It's like you're saying, Salena, about everyone's like they're so pro-vaccine. So then this company comes out. This restaurant's like, hey, and we're gonna be the opposite. If you have a vaccine, get the fuck out.
I'm in the middle.
I mean,
if you take comfort in getting it and it helps you with your state of mind, good for you. Yeah. If it helps your state of mind not to get it, good for you. But don't attack each other because you're just proving you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Pro, against. Don't be a piece of shit.
Yeah, that's why we said before. It's like Al's not here because his mother got really sick, but because he has a mother who's 80-some-odd years old, she has different health conditions. He felt like he should take it because if he does catch this, he'd give it to his family. He'd feel bad about that. And even talking to Selena's dad today, Selena's dad was like, I would get it on because like if I did catch this thing and I could have avoided it through a vaccine, I'd feel bad giving it to people I cared about. So yeah, I'm the same way. I'm not. If you want to get it, get it. If you don't want to get, don't want to get it. But that's the thing is like we're attacking people. It's like if you say even like Steven Crowder said his wife she has this some kind of autoimmune thing where it's like she doesn't even get he's like my wife doesn't even get the flu vaccine because she has some kind of illness where anything would really affect her. She
an immunocompromised.
Yeah, so Steven Crowder's like, I'm not going to get this because it'll affect my wife.
Like, yeah, they're trying to actually get rid of that too. They want people who are even in cancer and taking treatment for cancer to get the vaccines. They're trying to force it on everybody. And
I read a couple stories that most people are like, oh, this is bullshit. Apparently there are some people I guess they call them like vaccine ambassadors, go to Boys and Girls Club offering gift cards or a chance to win a Xbox.
Trying to bribe them for vaccines. Which if the vaccines were so that good, like why would you need to bribe people to take
and we're
them?
talking about young kids.
Yep.
They're trying to get them to get vaccinated without their parents' approval. And I'm like, you're going to get shot. Some of these people are going to get shot because even in some towns now, it's only a couple of towns, they have people coming to your door to pressure you about this shit. And I'm like,
I watched it before, even with the flu shot.
Yeah.
They would there's a news thing I see on YouTube where they want to knock on people's doors and stuff and give them it because they're having a flu epidemic or pandemic in their area.
Here's the hypocrisy. They don't have masks. You're going from house to house to house, and I guess the statistic was in a month or two, 35,000 different houses. I'm like, okay, what if you're asymptomatic? You just put at least 35,000 people at risk.
Yeah.
Therefore, can we sue? Like, you came to my house and then I got sick. It must have been from you, asshole. I'm suing you and whatever organization you're with.
If the statistics aren't as accurate, and if all these people are dying after they get the vaccine from COVID anyway, or from the vaccine, and we have this new Delta strand coming out, that's just going to be blamed. Like, whether people are dying from this vaccine or not, it's only going to be blamed on COVID. And whether people are dying from this vaccine or not, it's only going to be used to encourage people to get more vaccines. So I just feel like it's just this never-ending scary loophole. Like, regardless of the truth out there, vaccines are just going to get pushed more and more. And anybody who has any other narrative is like, I don't know.
Look at where it is now.
It's scary. People don't know how to think for themselves. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, I'm an individual. I don't care. I'd rather experiment on myself first, like supplements. Like, I overtake supplements all the time. That's beyond the daily recommendation. I'm not advising anybody else to do that, but I'm doing it on my own accord off of what I do my own research for. I don't feel like a doctor has to intervene because I want to take like 2 extra pills of turmeric or ginkgo biloba or like whatever I'm messing with. But just because I'm doing that, people like want to ostracize me or make me feel like I'm like some medical pariah because I'm experimenting with myself and expressing it. Like,
I did. I'll spit in your face and it'll cure COVID. How will people not know? All it takes is one person.
I got statistics. 9 out of 10
sick.
people I spit in never contracted COVID. COVID.
His spit came down upon me and washed the COVID away. But it was really gross because he just spit in my face. Like, yes, my spit will get rid of COVID.
9 out of 10 times.
Yes. The 10th person already had COVID and were there to fuck with me.
Yeah. Yeah, so, well, we'll see. More COVID shit. But it was funny that this
I feel so, like, what do you call it? Anarchist right now for just being anti-vaccine. Because I'm not necessarily anti-vaccine. I'm just more pro-choice. Because don't get me wrong, when I'm older and when I'm sick, who knows? Like, I'm gonna be like, put any fucking shot in me, I don't want to die. But other than that, I feel like I'm fine now. I haven't been sick in a really long time. I do what I need to do in order to stay healthy. I'll social distance, need be. But yeah, people are so crazy totalitarian. The reality is I don't have to answer to anybody, so if you do have a problem with it, then, like, fight me.
I answer to my toilet when I have to go to the bathroom.
So I found this because we did this actually a similar article last time we were talking. This is a follow-up. So this says, shark bites swimmer's butt near the spot where the drunk guy was killed while peeing. I can't make this up.
Wait, I'm sorry. Can you say that again?
It says, a shark bites a swimmer's butt near the spot where the drunk guy was killed while peeing.
Remember the last article?
Yeah, this is a follow-up because another guy got bit in his ass.
Wait, next to the guy? Is this during the same time?
The same spot.
Oh, that shark was like, I'm coming back.
So it says, just when you thought it was safe to go back to the water, a Brazilian beachgoer is lucky to be alive after a shark chomped his behind near the same spot that a drunk man was killed while peeing a couple days earlier. The victim was fortunate that he didn't get his leg torn off.
Shark left a tag. Jaws was here. So
the victim is Everton Dos Reis Guaramarez. He was squatting in the water when a shark bit him in the rear. Jesus. The 32-year-old man suffered injuries to the back of his left thigh and buttocks and was rushed to a local hospital for treatment.
Was he taking a shit in the water?
He was. So he should have thanked his lucky stars he survived. The Rump Ravaging incident occurred on a stretch of beach where another 13 shark attacks have been recorded. 7 have been fatal. And on a side note, if that happened the past week, I'm not the brightest bulb in the fucking bunch, but don't go in the water anymore.
Right?
I watched The Shallows. I know better.
Yeah. And the most alarming...
I'm never going to get into the ocean drunk ever now after these stories.
Unfortunately, despite signs warning people to stay out of the water, the region is a shark attack hot zone, as it is entirely unguarded by reefs. That's why. Incidents are especially common during this time of year. And also says heavy rains also make the oceans cloudy, so the sharks aren't biting them because they can't see.
How deep are you going into the ocean to pee? Like, that's just weird. Just take a few steps in, take a leak. Like, how deep are you going in to have a shark take a chomp out of your ass?
That shark's like, this dude pissed in my house a few days ago. You're about to drop a deuce? Well, fuck you.
Well, because the funny part to what Elliot was saying, this is why Elliot needs to make, I keep telling you, I make a Twitter account, because now, of course, I'm reading the comment section. It's like, this guy's like, that shark is holding down that corner of the beach. He's like, someone else said the shark must have gotten an STD from someone who pissed down there, and now he's going after anybody that pisses. The shark hasn't forgiven nor forgotten that piss that he ended up gulping down.
He's like, this is my reef.
Yeah, someone's like, don't go swimming in his home then.
Yeah. People don't understand. We're not the masters of this fucking planet.
Well, I'm so asleep to the point, like, I mean, I've been to fucking beach, I've even been to the ocean. Like, I was in Maine when I was a kid, but like, I mean, it says if this part, like, sharks are constantly fucking chewing on people, and like, how deep are you going? We're just like, you sit down, he bites you in the ass.
Just piss in the sand. Like, where are you going?
It's like cat litter. Just scoop a little bit over. It's gonna clump.
It's like Rick and Morty. Who the hell left this pile of shit here and put 2 paw prints on it? It was Jerry.
Seriously, drunk guy pisses and dies, but you know what? At least he got a great photo taken of his bare ass. This guy gets bit in the ass because he's squatting. He's probably like, I just gotta
drop a deuce in the sea.
I gotta shit over near this TV and shark bed. Wait, shark bed? What?
That shark has had it. He was like, I'm tired of people pissing in my area.
That's it. I had
disgusting.
It with these motherfucking drunks on my motherfucking beach.
Yeah, at this point,
that's exactly how the shark sounds.
You know what?
Fucking Samuel L. Jackson, the shark.
Yeah, that's like, I would say this time if we had like some kind of Chappelle Show money, I'd do a whole fucking skit with a black shark saying this shit. Like,
I would too. No, get a shark and just do a little bit of blackface, really to fuck with somebody. Like, hey, what's up? Just see somebody with a newspaper squatting in one spot. Like, guy was been here a couple days, but I'm squatting. Just out of nowhere, just shark like, I'm gonna bite you. Nom. Oh God, honey, what? It's on my ass. Oh, something's finally on. What? Oh, God.
Would it be even more impressive if somebody could just like capture that shark and put a camera on it, and then like watch him bite all the other dicks and ass cheeks out of the sea that like tries to pollute the ocean?
Yeah. Oh, I would watch that as a TV show. The Drunk Avenger. Like, wait, wouldn't it be Revenger? Because he's fucking these guys up. See the shark just swimming, yellow water hitting the face. He's like, what the fuck again?
Like he's pissing and pouring his beer in the ocean at the same time. Bite his dick off, anti-pollution support.
Yeah, you see the camera just circling around him slowly. Just hear the sounds. Honey, food's ready. Okay, I'm coming out. No, you not, motherfucker. No, you not. Oh, I'm gonna wait so your kids see. Not the fucking pollute in my beach. Daddy, come here.
This is where you don't pee.
Oh, both of your hands together? You ain't holding your kids ever again. Oh, no. Oh, no, his hands are gone.
Yeah, people want to blame the sharks. It's like, I said, I've never had to worry about a fucking shark biting me in the ass. Why? Because I'm not going to fucking waters where the shark attacks, asshole.
That shark deserves a fair trial. Where's
that
King
shark
Triton?
Deserves a medal. He's taking the trash out for us.
Yeah, really. So I found this article and I just want to share it because it's like, people, it's the world we're living in, man. It's scary about what's going to happen with our kids and shit in future generations. But they're saying water levels at the Great Salt Lake are dropping to a historic low. So Salt Lake City, the water levels at the Great Salt Lake have hit historic low, a grim milestone of the largest natural lake west of the Mississippi River that comes as mega drought grips the region. On Saturday, the U.S. Geological Survey announced that the average water levels had dropped an inch below the previous record, which was set in 1963. Wow. So
just wait for it to
rain. That makes me sad.
The new record comes months earlier than when the lake typically hits its lowest level of the year, indicating water levels could continue to drop even further. Receding waters are already affecting a nesting spot for pelicans, which are among the millions of birds depending on the lake. Sailboats have been hoisted out of the water to keep them from getting stuck in the mud. More dry lake bed getting exposed could send arsenic-laced dust into the air that millions breathe. So,
Mother Nature's fighting back, people. Mm-hmm. Watch your ass. Sharks biting asses, watch your ass.
Yeah.
Lakes taking their water back, like you ain't getting none of this no more.
Wait. Excuse me, you're gonna shit in my water? Well, fuck you.
Taking it away.
Pelican, stop drinking too much. God damn, I know your mouth hangs, but come on.
We're going back to agrarian society. It makes me sad I don't know how to garden right now. I need to know how to garden stat.
God. Yeah, it's man, so we mentioned fucking in the past COVID and stuff and what employers are going to be doing, and we'll see what happens. But right in here in fucking New York State, New York City, so he's still the fucking mayor. But in De Blasio says, ask if the city will soon require all city workers to be inoculated. De Blasio said he's heading in that direction. De Blasio proclaims voluntary phase is over on COVID-19 vaccines. So De Blasio is pushing for all fucking city workers to mandatory have vaccines. We said this shit 6 months ago, which was like, I was telling Salena this in a car, that like, that's a very fucking scary situation, because if he does it, the next you know, it's like, hey, California does it, and then it's like, we'll start with city workers. Then after city workers, let's start with fucking McDonald's workers. Let's start with bus drivers.
I think it's all for money, even like the flu vaccine.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that the more certain people push for vaccines, they get a nice incentive.
So it's like, Mayor Bill de Blasio said Tuesday that the voluntary phase is over in the effort to administer COVID-19 vaccinations to city workers, hinting that the mandatory jabs for the Big Apple's workforce could come soon. Asked if the city will soon require all city workers to be, he said they're heading that direction. Yes, we are climbing a ladder. I'm not answering yes to your question yet, but he said in MSNBC's Morning Joe, it's not enough. I think we got to be ready to climb the ladder more. We've got to put pressure on the situation. So
That's why.
He announced that the entire city workforce will soon need to submit weekly testing if they are not inoculated against the coronavirus. Additionally, city officials said the city, beginning August 2nd, will require unvaccinated workers to wear masks at their workplaces or face removal from them and suspension without pay. Jesus. So.
I quit a job because I didn't want to take the flu shot. I mean, thank God it didn't depend on the money at the time.
All these people who have worked nonstop through the pandemic never got their bonuses, never got their raises, never got their financial incentives, and now you're going to threaten them?
Their jobs.
Bitch, without these people, guess what, de Blasio? You will... like, he's one to talk when... He told everybody the social distance stuff. Him and his wife were walking mask-free with security through the park like shit don't matter.
And it's all a stage. You see recordings of, like, news. Like, before they start the news, everybody has their mask off. Even the people in the background. And they're all, like, putting their masks on before the camera starts again. Like, oh, let's pretend we're social distancing, following these rules so we can, trick the masses and indoctrinate the masses.
I just licked her cup too. We're so fucking hilarious.
They like, probably do. Yeah. They're probably French kissing behind the scenes. Yeah. Like, camera's on. Time to trick the masses.
Linda didn't see me lick my finger and just run it around the rim of her glass. Fuck you, Linda. We drink coffee here, not tea.
God. Yeah, so...
but yeah, it's annoying. It's annoying, the hypocrisy of these health officials who are literally on camera wearing these masks and then the camera shuts off and they're just like, bloop, throw it behind their heads.
Yeah, I mean, it's like...
Nobody cares. I'm just doing this for a paycheck.
Depending on how fucking big our following would get with this podcast, I'm just like... I'm just saying, like, I still would go with Salena where... I have fucking severe allergies. Anybody who knows me, my son has pretty bad allergies, not as bad as mine. Every single Friday, I have to get allergy shots. And I was told by all my healthcare providers, Chris, right now, based on your history and your allergies, we're recommending right now, even in almost going to August, do not get the vaccine. This is by my doctors, who I trust more than some fucking asshole on the internet, said, Chris, don't get the vaccine. And it's becoming to, like, if this thing... I mean, whatever you feel about it, whatever the death rate is, whatever the fuck how many people have died of this thing, this isn't fucking like polio where it's wiping out half the fucking human race. I still feel like, much like the fucking flu, my job doesn't say, Chris, you have to get a fucking flu shot. It's like, that's not mandatory. And more employers are going to get to this point now where if employers start making this shit mandatory, so what happens if they make it mandatory and you have a pre-existing health condition, I take your fucking vaccine, you either kill me or put me in the hospital, then do I get a lawsuit to come back to my fucking employer?
If you don't sign any paper saying that they're removed for all liability from it. Yeah. They're like, oh yeah, you just have to sign this paper before you take the vaccine. What's this say? We're not liable? No. Why? Because you're forcing me to take this, and then you're telling me that you're not liable from forcing me to take this shot.
Yeah, that's a question I would ask any fucking employer. Like, I hope you have some really good insurance policies, because it's been proven any kind of side effects or possibly fucking death, or what if I'm in the hospital for 2 months and shit? You're paying all my fuck hospital bills, right? Because before taking your fucking vaccine, I was perfectly healthy. I take it now, I'm out of work for 8 weeks and shit.
My first thing I'm saying is, I want a lawyer.
Lies is what they're all going to say. They're all going to be like, how do you know for sure without 100% proof it was the vaccine?
Yeah.
Because
we have 100% sure that the CDC says the vaccine is safe, and whatever they say is literally the Bible. So
funny with that new news article, because we're just going down a list here. Just keeps happening. Shockingly, CDC recommends new indoor mask mandates, including in schools. So yet again, the CDC is changing up their opinion on the fucking mask policies.
It's because they can't stand. Because the world was ready to get back to normal. It was like right there. Everybody was happy. They're like, yeah, people are going out. And now they're just like, everybody's forgetting about them. It's a power grab. That's my own opinion.
Now, let's see. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention issued new guidelines Tuesday that recommend indoor mask mandates even for fully vaccinated people in areas experiencing spikes in COVID-19 cases.
But wait. If the vaccine is supposed to prevent you from getting it again, why would you need a mask? So if a vaccine can't protect you from COVID, how is a little mask going to?
Yeah.
Wait. Let me do the Crowder thing. I'm going to steal this. Bullshit.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
So the agency said it's also now urging everyone in from kindergarten to 12 schools to wear a mask when they return to class, regardless if you're vaccinated or not. It's okay. So I'm getting the vaccine, I'm still going to fucking wear it, though. But
not the teachers. You realize it's only for students, not teachers. Why is that?
Children should return to full-time in-person learning in the fall with proper prevention strategies. The new recommendations mark a change, of course, for the agency after it gave the green light in May for vaccinated people to ditch their masks in most settings. So back in May, you got a vaccine, take your mask off. Now we're July going to August. Now you're saying, okay, vaccine, still wear a mask. Okay, sure.
See, that's what I'm talking about. If the vaccine can't protect you, what are these masks going to do? And someone's going to be like, well, it will stop the wet droplets from getting on your face. Liar. It will stop them from getting on your nose and your mouth. But what about your ears and your eyeballs, which both connect sinus areas?
So it comes amid the spread of the highly contagious Delta variant, which has driven surges of the virus across the country. And now
which we'll need a new vaccine for.
They're saying that comprises 83% of cases nationwide. According to CDC, right now, the new Delta variant now is 83% of all cases across this country. Information on the Delta variant from several states and other countries indicates that in rare occasions, some vaccinated people infected with the Delta variant may be contagious and spread to other people. They're saying that while vaccines are highly effective against serious illnesses, including versus the Delta variant, the new guidance helps protect more vulnerable individuals and children who are too young to be immunized. So,
yeah, which yet again further emphasized my point that they're not saying that the vaccine is going to stop. It helps. It helps. People need to realize these words that they're saying. They are not
it's a vaccine.
Saying,
it's not an immunization.
Yeah,
it's not going to immunize
Yeah,
you.
exactly. People need to not be sheeple. There's a difference between a vaccine and immunization. You know what a vaccine is? You're pretty much catching it yourself. So guess what? Some people might say, well, it's safer. Well, then what's the difference between me getting it on my own and, well, what's the vaccine? No, it's called a rhetorical fucking question. Don't answer. It's a rhetorical question.
Someone should a picture. I'll show you guys a second one to explain this. Someone's like, here's the CDC's simple and clear mass procedure. They show a picture of a stop sign. It shows a picture of a left turn with the circle saying no left turn. Then underneath the right picture of no right turn. Then a down picture of no down turn. Then up picture of no up turn. Then it says right lane must right left.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I saw that.
I swear to God. Right lane must right left.
No. There's
a CDC on the mass policies in America.
This is a serious thing that I've been thinking about.
This is hilarious.
So for going on a year and a half, the CDC was like, do this, do that, do this. It contradicts itself. But yet they're so sure of themselves after being so wrong that they know that 83% of every case in the United States, now we have over 300 million people, and they're saying that millions of people have it. So you're telling me that they somehow tested millions of people and all of that information has gone to the CDC in record fucking time for them to break down, knowing 100% after being wrong about a lot that it's the Delta strain. But yet every time on the news you're hearing about it, it's vaccinated people getting the Delta strain. Now, which one do we believe?
No, on the news, they're blaming the unvaccinated.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's all being paid for. All that information is being paid to be said. Nobody's just doing that on their own accord for the greater good. All that stuff is being funded to be told to you.
But here's the thing.
Because that's what TV
I'm
is.
using this as an example. Those politicians who ran away from Texas, all vaccinated. I think, last I checked, 6 of them had the Delta. They passed it through people who were fully vaccinated in the White House. Now the White House is a hot spot. But they're all fully vaccinated. And now they're calling them super spreaders because wherever these fully vaccinated people are who have the Delta strain are passing it to other fully vaccinated people. And the comments are like, do you know why they're not dying? Because they're fully vaccinated. Someone's like, but they
are dying and they are fully vaccinated.
Well,
that's what the contradicting info is. They're basically saying that's not true.
None of these people haven't died yet that they've said. But what I'm saying is that one person was saying the reason the symptoms aren't so bad is because they're fully vaccinated. And one person said, but they told us if we got fully vaccinated, we wouldn't have to worry about this. And now this Delta strain is just like, fuck your vaccine.
Yeah, they're going to need a new one, and we're going to need to get another vaccine, and that's going to be...
and boosters, not just new vaccines.
Oh, MMR booster?
Boosters.
My mom got the MMR booster, which is a whole, like, don't get me wrong, since I'm not a doctor or a scientist, God forbid I question this, but if, like, people lose their immunity to the MMR vaccine, my mom is one of those people. She had to get her MMR booster because she no longer had whatever the antibodies that the vaccine gave her before for it.
Yeah.
So if people are losing their immunity after so many years, and then we have all these measles outbreaks out of nowhere, like, why is that being blamed on the unvaccinated? Like, could that be just because MMR isn't one shot for life, isn't like a full immunization, and maybe people are like losing their whatever you call it, resistance, and need to get their boosters? But no, it was being blamed on unvaccinated, all those measles outbreaks, when it could be that maybe the MMR vaccine wasn't as good as it really was told, and people need their boosters. But my mom got her MMR booster.
Yeah, but the professionals aren't wrong.
If a measles outbreak happened, it would be blamed on the unvaccinated and not blamed on the fact that the MMR vaccine isn't as effective as it was claimed to be.
I saw this comment where it's like, breaking, the CD recommends shitting yourself 2 times a day to help maintain social distancing.
I concur.
So.
Wait, only on that beach that people are getting attacked on. Only on that beach. We love you, Bruce. We love you.
Enough COVID shit. So, because I just had to get them out the way. But it's going to be.
Well.
This was found fascinating, which I wanted to share you guys because I was like, holy shit. So this says, the world's largest sapphire cluster worth. Look at this, honey.
Huh?
How many zeros?
Worth $100 million found in the backyard in Sri Lanka. Look at that.
Sri Lanka,
sorry.
World's largest sapphire cluster.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's worth $100 million.
How beautiful that rock must be.
Yeah, I'll read your article in a second, but yeah, I'll show you a picture.
The family was also found dead the next day in the same hole.
Yeah, really? Someone's coming for him.
Right?
Yeah, it'd have to be shit.
Very.
Dig that up and run. Dig that shit up.
Look at the size of that fucking rock, though.
It's huge.
Is that not too big, though?
Fucking run, dudes. Yeah. They got your faces. Run.
Yeah, really. So, a massive sapphire cluster worth as much as $100 million has been unearthed by workers digging in a well in the backyard of a Sri Lanka home. The 2.5 million carat gem, which is believed to be the world's largest sapphire cluster, was discovered behind the home in a third-generation gem trader. The person who was digging the well alerted us about some rare stones. Later, we stumbled upon this huge specimen. Well, of course, the owner, who only wanted to be identified as his last name, Gamaje, told the outlet, which I wouldn't even have said that.
I know, right?
So,
like the founder who threatened us with a lawsuit if we gave his identity.
Yeah, it says he notified authorities about the discovery, but took more than a year to clean the stone before they could certify it. Though the city where it was found is known as the gem capital of the world, the discovery still stunned experts. I've never seen such a large specimen before. This was probably formed around 400 million years ago. Holy shit.
I've never seen one so big. Your wife has.
Yeah, fucking $100 million fucking dollar rock.
Yeah,
man.
But they took pictures in front of it. They're gonna die.
But that's what I've always said about, the whole thing with when you talk about the economy and stuff and money and value. It's just, reality, it's like, okay, this is a fucking rock, okay? Now we say things like, it's worth $100 million. Now, $100 million in what? In terms of like pesos and digital account and paper. It's like, so basically it's like, okay, listen, I will take this fucking rock the size of like, how big is this thing? We're going to say like, okay, we'll say this fucking rock weighs 100 pounds. This 100 fucking pound rock, I give this to you. And in return, you give me back $100 fucking million. With that $100 million, I can do anything I fucking want over the course of rock. Now, this rock, you can't eat it. You know, you can't fucking drink it. It's not gonna fucking produce like any kind of warmth. You know, it won't be if you're sick, it's not any kind of medicine.
Talking about the rock or the sapphire in the rock?
Well, exactly I'm saying, but the sapphire in the rock itself, I'm just saying like this is the what I get so confused about in terms of like resources and what we fucking need. It's like said this $100 million fucking dollars, which is basically a fucking rock, you know, in a sense. It's a fucking rock. This could change like, you know, said whatever fucking thousands of fucking lives.
Sapphire.
You know?
Like that's why paintings are like Renaissance paintings are so expensive because they're
saying,
literally
like,
made out of crystals. Like the blue in like paintings in the Renaissance are made out of sapphire.
I did the Sri Lankan rupee to American US dollars. Yeah. If it's $100 million for theirs, it's only $503,638.80 American.
Yeah. What was it?
What? Say that again?
If it's the Sri Lankan rupee, if it's worth 100 million Sri Lankan rupees, it's only $500,000 United States currency.
Yeah. But the problem is with the article though, the article just says $100 million. It doesn't say which.
Yeah. Well,
so is that $100 million? But I'm
going to
dollars?
Assume it's $100 million American dollars that's going to be.
Just because I'm
or
guessing,
is it $100 million to like?
Yeah, Sri Lankan. That's because theirs is 0.0050 United States dollar per rupee.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just guessing because it's a New York Post article, plus it says $100 million. Like, it doesn't say like 100 million Sri Lanka dollars. It says $100 million. So,
I'm going to assume it's there because of it being found there. So their currency is half a penny per dollar.
Yeah. But whatever the case may be,
that is crazy.
But say it was worth $100 million.
I feel like they're being bamboozled.
Which is the point I'm just saying, like,
for their sapphire.
The things we do. I mean, I'm not saying sapphires aren't fucking pretty, but like, or rings aren't pretty, or just jewelry. But I'm just saying, like, a piece of fucking rock is just like you can't eat a rock. You know, I'm just saying, like, when it comes to fucking state of, it's like it's something goes fuck. Like you're mentioning.
Well, I mean, sapphires are more crystals. They have like. A lot of history. It takes a lot of time and that's why they're so special because it's it takes a very long time to make sapphire.
Yeah. So just the fact that like a rock could be worth like, you know, if you found a rock in your backyard, that rock was worth like $5 million. I'm like, holy shit.
I know,
like,
right?
You know,
dream fucking come true.
He hit the Minecraft jackpot. You found sapphire, only sapphire? Yeah, in your currency. Fuck.
Shit. That'd be tight.
Yeah.
So how much is that? 100 million in our money. I want to go to America. $500,000. Fuck.
Yeah. So we'll kill 2 hours because we're at an hour 45. This pissed me the fuck off, and I want to ask you guys about this because we talked about this.
Guys.
Yeah, you guys.
You guys. You walk in my store and you like, hey. I mean, use guys. What?
Selena says when I cut I'm like Italian looking when I fucking.
Oh, when you wet your hair and he like. Goes to I like calling Tony. I'm like, okay, Tony.
Hey.
So
what you gonna do
Tony,
about
I'm
it?
calling Tony. Hey, Tony. Why you gotta look like a fascisha?
So we talked about this a while back when Alice here. Remember Elliot, the whole like fucking the symbol and the white power stuff and the Proud Boys and shit. Like how now they're trying to take like this. This supposed to be fucking white power now.
This?
Yeah,
you weren't here for that. Thank God.
The okay sign, or
basically,
or the asshole.
I don't want to get into it again right now, honey. But the short version is like the Proud Boys people in California.
That's very weird because this isn't. I'm like into like esoteric shit, and this is a part of the New Age community, and this is actually the sign of the Avarian extraterrestrial race. That's how they respond. Or is it like this? I forget.
Well,
I'm pretty sure it's that way.
We were always fucking told this kids. Number one, I'd watch wrestling. The Rock would honestly, I'd pull a fucking video. He'd say 1, 2, and 3 because this means fucking 3. We were as fucking kids. We were told this means okay. It means okay. Now they're trying to fucking say it means this is a W, and this means P for power. I'm not.
I thought it meant 666.
I mean,
but we were always told
6.
It also means a 3-point shot in basketball.
That's it. Yeah.
I mean, it's literally
so again.
It means what you make it.
Yeah, so it was like, my lifetime, I've seen
if it's something racist to you, then that's on you.
I've seen countless movies where it's meant to say
point.
okay, like because you're just saying okay. So, but now it's just like they're trying to take something that pre-existed and turn it something pervert. So, but this happened. A person got fired. Now, I'm joking. Families sue Universal Studios after a mascot uses the white power gesture. Now, you guys seen Despicable Me, right? You've seen the character fucking Steve Carell plays Gru, the fucking villain with the big nose and stuff.
Yeah, I heard of it with the Minions.
Minions, yeah. Okay.
I never watched any of the movies, but I'm very well aware of what they are.
Okay, and I'll show you. And here's Elliot. Here's Gru, now Elliot.
Yeah.
So this guy was taking a fucking little girl, taking a picture with a little girl. He put down the symbol for okay. Now they basically fired him for saying it's a white power thing. So let me read the article. 2 families are suing Universal Studios after an actor dressed as a Despicable Me character Gru flashed a white power symbol while posing for photos with biracial children. The lawsuit filed on behalf of the 2 girls who are 5 and 6, and again, it's not the kids, obviously. At the same time, their photos alleges that they suffered humiliation and mental anguish from the separate episodes of the theme park. One of the incidences occurred when the 6-year-old girl met the movie character at a breakfast hosted at Universal Studios Park. When she posed for a photo with the actor, he placed a hand on her shoulder while making an upside-down OK symbol, which now, according to the Anti-Defamation League, added it to now its list of hate symbols. So
that's so stupid. Honestly, I could care less. I don't care. If that's something like that offends you and you think is racist, you're an idiot and you should feel like an idiot. So it says I don't even care.
He put his hand on her, which stupid. He put his hand on her as if he was just doing it normally. And as I was looking at the camera, he started to put the universal white supremacist hate sign on her shoulder. We just wanted to.
So what if I go like A-OK? I'm racist now just for doing that?
Yes.
It could mean so many things for all different people. Just because you're not educated on that, that's just so crazy. I'm sorry. I'll shut up now. Go on.
No, just like it's. Yeah, so here's the fucking mother saying, we just wanted to take them to see the Minions, do something special for our family, and this person ruined that special warm feeling. So because a person put down the OK symbol for your 5 and 6-year-old, it ruined it for okay. The suit said that the child later brought a printed screenshot from a video of the encounter to a school for a project, but she was humiliated. No, she wasn't. When she was told that she could not show...
people humiliated her.
Oh, thank you. But so she was told she could not show in class because of the hand gesture in the image. Right. The character made the same symbol with his hand when he met a 5-year-old girl at the theme park in 2019, 2 years ago, the suit said.
I could care less what these fucking Zoomers think about the A-OK symbol.
So the suit alleges that the incident left the girl suffering from mental anguish. Yes, the OK symbol made a 5 and 6-year-old suffer from mental anguish.
No, it's the people around her that made her feel bad. All she did was take a picture. You shouldn't even brought that child in to begin with. Straight child abuse for even bringing her into that situation to begin with. She literally had no clue. She shouldn't have been in that argument to begin with, even if it was a thing.
So
that's my first argument. Second of all, it could mean so many things.
Yeah.
It's idiocy.
It's mental anguish.
Waste of an argument. Waste of a blog. Okay, keep going.
Loss of dignity, humiliation, embarrassment, and other emotional distress. The families are seeking $30,000 in damages. So, of course,
30. Okay. I mean, if $30,000 was on the line and I was going to be getting that $30,000, I might change my mind. I'd be like, maybe it is racist. For $30,000, I'd say it's fucking racist.
What a great country we live in.
I don't care. Vaccinate me for $30,000. I'll be whatever the fuck you want, basically. Be pro fucking vaccine, pro OK symbols racist now. Just sign me a check.
So, baby. Of course, they fired the actor. Why wouldn't they? We never want our guests to...
You don't even know who the actor is. They probably just pretended to fire him and then put him in a goofy costume.
Yeah. So it says, we never want our guests to experience what this family did.
The trauma.
This is not acceptable, and we are sorry. We are taking steps to make sure it doesn't happen again.
The trauma of the index finger touching your thumb. Christ. The racism behind it.
That's literally what it fucking is, too.
Oh, no. Here's the thing. The families also now want the person's identity.
Yeah.
It was me. It was me. No, but I did it.
But here's the thing.
Hey, look at this. Here's
some
a picture
of those
here,
people can't actually talk in those costumes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it meant 666.
Well, I don't think Obama's doing 666, but you know.
Well, that's what I thought. I thought it meant
because Obama's a white supremacist.
But they're showing a picture of Candace Owens, first of Eddie Murphy and the Golden Child saying okay. They showed LeBron James doing it, Mary J. Blige. Actually, Beyonce's doing it too.
Yeah.
So it's like obviously this means okay.
If Beyonce's doing it, obviously it's okay.
Obviously it's okay.
Queen Bee says it's okay.
But they show Oprah. Yeah, Oprah's. There's a picture. Amy listening. There's Beyonce doing it. fucking Oprah doing it, Mary J. Blige, Eddie Murphy, Obama, but because it means white supremacists.
No. It's because white supremacy is now the new boogeyman. Because they need somebody to blame for all this stuff. I blame the communities for letting their neighbors, sons,
here's
and
a picture, bunch of Indian people.
Assholes.
These are Indians, not America's Indian people doing it as well in different communities. There's Indian, all
racists will always see racist symbols.
Don't get me wrong, I believe in systematic racism, but I don't believe it's your poor white neighbors that are doing the oppressing. I'm sorry. Like, maybe they do have some,
hey, Bill, are you
okay? Better circumstances in certain situations when it comes to whatever government help and stuff. But they're still not the enemy here. It's obviously the 1%, politicians, people are actually making these laws that we have to follow. I mean, it's definitely not your poor white neighbor who's struggling just as much as you.
And I can say that this person, he probably wasn't, obviously, as a universal character wearing a fucking Gru outfit that, this guy was paid, a lot of money, but still the fucking point that, okay, somebody still lost a fucking job because you wanted to be an asshole. I mean,
or reading into something that's not inherently there.
And that thing that could happen either, and all three of us.
If that was the case, then prove it. Then take him to court, prove that he's a racism, get his identity, see if he's in all these fucking KK thing. If that's the case, then you want to what? Yeah, I will believe you're right. He shouldn't have brought a child in that circumstance. Yeah. But if it is that circumstance, I feel like the majority, it's not. Maybe he wanted to, do the okay symbol, but, it was a very fast picture and his hand was down at the time and he didn't do it up. There could be so many reasons behind it.
Do the fucking hand signs in the movie?
Probably did. I mean, I have to watch because those three films I have to watch.
Also, was he one of the actors that could talk in the suit, or did he have buttons in his gloves that would say certain lines? Because if you're a real life person dressed up like Cinderella, you can talk. But if you're in a mascot, I don't know if you could talk or not because
we don't know.
Yeah, they're silent usually. Yeah. I mean, I assume that costume would be like a goofy costume where they're just being silent and waving and
probably,
stuff.
Yeah.
But
that's what I guess.
But God forbid you rationalize it and stuff. You're just racist for rationalizing somebody's index finger touching their thumb in a photo.
Yeah.
No, I feel like whatever. Those parents are being greedy. They wanted a reason to make $30,000. And you want to know what? Maybe if I was in their shoes, I would do it too because I'm a greedy bastard sometimes. But hey.
I hate the fact that I'm gonna fucking lose someone.
Maybe if you're greedy enough, you might change your mind.
Well, just the fact that I have to fucking take a random stranger and cost this person their job. I mean, because I don't know their life, their history, their fucking bills, but knowing how do I sleep at night knowing that I just cost someone their job because I want to be an asshole? I mean,
and usually people love Disney and they love frigging cosplaying. Those people that work at Disney, they fucking love that shit usually.
Wait, so these 5 and 6 years olds are so upset. What are they so upset about?
Because according to the article, they're saying that this little girl took a picture and she went to school showing she went to Universal Studios and that she was ridiculed by other kids. No, she wasn't, because no other 5 and 6 year old were ridiculing a little girl for seeing the Groot character. It was either her teacher or her fucking asshole parents.
So then the little girl wasn't upset. And that's all you need to know. She showed the pictures to other people and then got upset. Therefore, that child is being manipulated, and any lawyer worth half their weight in a paycheck would be able to prove, nope, this kid was happy to get the picture. It was only a problem after they showed the picture to all these other people. Therefore, other people got offended, talked this kid into being offended, and this happened. Therefore, the kid was not originally offended when the picture was taken. Case closed.
Even if it did hold merit, I would never want any child to feel some type of emotional effect over a hand symbol like this. Even the middle finger. I think to give something that much power is crazy. If you're that offended by something, how about teach your child proper social fucking etiquette then, instead of frigging being an asshole and what's the proper way to behave then? Because I'm pretty sure your child don't know how to eat with the silverware the right way. I'm pretty sure your child don't know how to use their manners, but your child knows profanity, hand language is your child knows that though.
That 5-year-old knows every hate symbol in the world,
probably,
but still
don't know how to say please or thank you.
Yeah, but gets afraid of sleeping in the room without her nightlight.
Yeah.
but knows every hate symbol. But then what does that mean? Because when I lived in Albany, I would walk around to go to the store, constantly see people like gangsters throwing up the white power sign, one hand on their nuts, the other one throwing around at white power. So
that's what
do
kills
we
it.
say then?
It's like universally, not even just America, but like globally, the middle finger, you know what it means. It's just been that way for like fucking decades and stuff. But like
also this.
You know,
how about this?
Yeah, but it's like, but our entire fucking lives. I mean, until the current Proud Boys thing. So it's like you can't take something that like a small minority group of idiots did. It's like, okay, if some guys on the internet made something a white power thing, but for the majority of this fucking planet, it means okay or three because it's three fingers. You can't take something our entire lives that was fine now because
I would have never known that until that article. I didn't even know that was a thing.
And honestly, it's
honestly not a thing, but I didn't know it was a thing for other people.
But that's the fucking point, though. How many people don't have social media, or
how many people don't have lives?
Well, it's like you obviously have a fucking phone and Facebook. You know about this shit. So like, what happens if, like, argument's sake, now before this article, you went to a corner store and you said, "Hey, okay," and someone decks you in your face because of that shit. Oh, you're racist. And you're like, "What are you talking about? It means okay." Well, I read on fucking Twitter it means white power, and you're like, since fucking when? And that's like that's a dangerous part. It comes down to because people are doing things, and then some like say for instance, whenever you start your new job, right? You start a job, Elliot said job, I'm at fucking work, and like something my entire life I meant to say okay. I see a fucking passenger, hey, I do, Mr. Bus Driver, oh, pretty good. Hey, okay. Also, next thing they fucking call me in human resources, Chris, you're fired. Yeah. Why? Well, on camera, you put down a white power. I put down okay. No. Back over in California or Nebraska now, because the Proud Boys did some shit, we're firing you from your fucking job. You lose your pension, you lose your fucking retirement because some other assholes on Twitter started a fucking new trend. So, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean, to be honest, I feel like most rational thinking people and most smart people don't feed into it. But it's a point that people with a brain don't feed into it. So to an extent, I don't worry about it because only idiots deal with that, and only idiots worry about it. And I try to stay away from idiots, which is why I don't know that's the thing to begin with.
But the problem I have though is, but then if I go to my fucking job and get fired because someone else did online, it's going to be a whole. I would honestly, yeah. But this person.
Oh no, I would definitely fight it in in circumstance. I don't know.
Do the bloody Jesus thing.
Yeah, really.
Maybe I have like my own false sense of self-righteousness, but like I definitely fight it. I feel
I'm like offended.
I'm very rational to an extent.
It's the fucking problem.
Like,
this problem with fuck with now, but with fucking jobs. It's like if I walk into my job wearing like a KKK outfit and shit or a fucking white hood, I get that, But if I fucking flash the peace sign, and some people say this is a sign of peace. If I flash the sign to a customer, I lose my job. That too. That's a problem. Some of these gestures, it depends on where you're from. Exactly.
I had to do it. Well, I mean, I watched a female comedian. She's like,
pussy?
She's like, yeah, to really just make guys not like me. I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, that's the peace sign. She's like, no. What I do is smash a banana.
A lot of people fucking say your two fingers right here. This is actually a V. For they would say V for victory. I've seen it fucking in TV shows and comics. They would go like this with two fingers and say V for victory. Like that's because this is
go
a V.
Team Venture.
Go Team Venture and Venture Brothers. That's Team Venture. But
that's also V in sign language.
Okay, so but then what if it just said it's like this happens where you say V in sign language and someone's like oh like you mean vasectomy or something? You mean like that's a anti-Mexican symbol and like I mean like wait what?
You racist.
You mean like get the fuck? Is that the symbol for get the fuck out of my country? I think that's the symbol for get the fuck out of my country. 100% agree.
I don't think I should feed into other people's fucking bullshit. But the thing is, when I see somebody lose their job over it, that's where I fucking draw the line. It's like I don't give a shit whether it's a group person.
Unless it could be proven, unless this guy was actually a KKK member, then we're like, all right, you got your point.
And how do you prove that besides raiding his house and checking for white hoods?
I mean, just Facebook, most people, if you look at their Facebook, you can see the stuff they post.
How about
this? Stuff.
We'll do the Ben Shapiro thing. Facts don't care about your feelings. It's the okay symbol. Because even when you read the article, it says the okay hand symbol is not okay anymore. Like, so you admit it's the okay hand symbol. Therefore, you are saying that it is the okay hand symbol, but it's now white supremacy symbol.
You're changing the meaning.
Yeah, exactly.
It never meant that. It's being changed by people.
They acknowledge that it is the okay hand sign.
I'm going to go get another beer.
Yeah. So, yeah, I hate shit like that. But I'm going to do one last article and we'll head out because I'm getting hungry. So, but this is one of the situations where it's like, I read this article and I wanted, well, at least your guys' opinion is based on it. What are you patting me for? No, you don't.
It's okay.
It's not love pat.
People pat pets.
I patted you with all my fingers, not like 3 of them. So
that's true, man.
It's okay.
I was waiting for the racism in that.
Yeah.
So
the racism in my pat.
Without the thumb, that means get back on that cotton field.
So this says, all right. So this is a video shows a woman that was duct taped to her seat after trying to open an airplane door. Now,
kinky.
I'm saying, like, okay, if you're riding an airplane in mid fucking 30,000 feet, you try opening a door, you know.
Oh, yeah,
maybe you should be fucking duct taped.
I would. Yeah. This isn't The Boys.
Yeah. Yeah, really. So of course.
Wait, no, that's wrong show. Sorry.
Homelander. Now it says now that's a sticky situation.
Conceited prick.
So it says an apparently unhinged woman, you think, was duct taped to an airline seat last week after she attacked the flight crew and then tried to open the door mid-flight. Which would have killed fuck everybody. Video posted on social media showed the gray-haired woman with silver duct tape over her mouth and her arms and body seemingly taped to the seat. Okay. She could be heard screaming you as passengers exited the flights past her, as flight attendants calmly nodded their goodbyes, according to the footage posted by TikTok, because it's TikTok for you, why not? The 2-hour July flight from Dallas Fort Worth to Charlotte delayed 3 hours, and let's try to do it real quick. Flight attendants began turning on the lights around 1:30 a.m., and we see all flight attendants running up and down the aisles, frantically kind of like whispering to each other. The plane's crew began locking bathrooms, grabbing bags from oversaid bins, and wouldn't say what was happening. It was kind of like chaos and no one knows what's going on. Finally, the pilot spoke over the intercom, asking people to stay in their seats and referencing a bad situation in the plane right now. Then we're starting to hear more and more screaming, and we're like, what's going on? As the plane's about to land, a flight attendant who sat near them explained that a woman with an apparent mental illness had an outburst and had the urge to get off the plane. She was saying, I need to get off this plane, and she went to the exits and started banging on the doors, she was saying, need to get me off this plane. I guess it took 5 flight attendants to tackle her down. They said
that is crazy.
They put her down, duct taped her to the seat. So now off the fucking bat, if you're trying to open up in a fucking plane door mid-flight,
yeah,
duct taping her fucking to the seats and her mouth is who gives a shit. But of course, people are like on Twitter, what they're saying is like, well, they shouldn't have fucking duct taped her fucking mouth. That's excessive. And I'm like, okay, listen, as long as she can breathe through her fucking nose. But the thing is, if you didn't duct tape her fucking mouth,
and she's just yelling and stressing I don't know. You're endangering other people's lives in that circumstance.
But also, okay, take away for 1 second, endanger other people's fucking lives, right?
They're flight attendants. They're not psychologists.
But if you're duct taped to a fucking seat and say someone walks by, she can still bite somebody or possibly fucking start spitting over fucking people. If she bites somebody, that's a fucking real issue because people tend to forget. If she had the strength and muster and mental incapacity
fight off
to try to open a fucking 5 flight attendants in an airplane door, you have no idea. It's like, say you walk by this woman fucking, she can rip your fucking throat out. You know, so it's like, but of course I'm reading the fucking comment section.
Or ask for help too, which would make
and someone's going to feel bad because they're like, I have a relative who has a mental illness.
Exactly.
I don't know. Britney Spears that bitch and give her a conservatorship. She doesn't sound like she needs to be on a plane by herself. I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah. It's I'm reading the comment section. It's past time to start putting people on a no-fly list, you think? When they show they are not capable of making it through a flight without disruption for others. Once word gets around that there is zero tolerance, much behavior this will cease. Which, as somebody who works for a transit company, I've told Salena about this, and Elliot knows this. We have fucking different guidelines and photos. If you're disruptive on fucking buses, you will be fucking banned from the buses. As simple as that.
Yeah, she would need to be banned, I feel like.
Of course.
Or at least,
a supervised person.
But be seen as a flight risk.
Yeah. Here's a prime example. This ass got 200 likes, and I don't give a fuck it's 200, but why did they need to duct tape her fucking mouth? See?
Many reasons, jerk off.
This
I love how they care more. Don't get me wrong. How it handled probably wasn't the best way, but how often does this happen, first of all? And I'm pretty sure all these flight attendants weren't prepared for and aren't professional, like psychologists and therapists. They needed to do what they needed to do to protect everybody on that plane. For one, if I was on that plane and somebody was doing that, please tape that bitch up until I get off of it. Like,
let me look.
If I'm not saying duct tape was necessary, but if they didn't have any rope and duct tape was all they had, then by all means. But like, I don't know, if there was something better there that they didn't use, then I would criticize them for it. Like, obviously there's rope there. I don't know why you had a duct taper, but
they probably like someone fucking respond to this guy showing a picture from American Airlines. The woman assaulted and bit a flight attendant after she attempted to open the forward boarding door.
She wasn't jumped,
and she was restrained for the safety and security of other customers. After you bit somebody, that's why they fucking duct taped your goddamn mouth. As simple as that, asshole. It's like, you know. So of course one person's like, because she's a woman, that's why. It's like, no, because you were biting people, you asshole. Yeah, almost like what Salena would say. This guy's like, surely there are better ways than duct tape in 2021. So let's read the comments. Okay, I'm still on the why. On the why do they have duct tape on a plane?
Yeah, let me get my, in case somebody spontaneously has a mental breakdown and opens up the door kit out, emergency kit out, and
someone's like, well, duct tape does cure everything. Of course, someone's like, well, it's like, did he use Gorilla Tape? It's like, yeah, but like, I mean,
well, this is what sucks. I mean, like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, because
what's a fucking part that? Yeah,
like my favorite Twitch streamer, Sweet Anita, she has Tourette's, and she has problems, I guess, getting on, like, I forget what it's called, but there's like escorts and help getting on a plane, and she has Tourette's, but she looks like a regular girl. She's a very pretty girl, and she just looks regular, but she will punch you. Like, her Tourette's will punch you. She says she can't be around children because her Tourette's could make her punch a baby. Like, she's really scared going on a plane because of that. And she would tell, you know, the flight people that she needs help. She, like, how they would help handicap people on a plane. There's specific stairs and a specific, like, section for, like, handicapped people to get on the plane. She needed that so she wouldn't put other people at risk. But because she looked so able-bodied, and just because her Tourette's wasn't affecting her at the time, they wouldn't give her that. I don't know. Maybe that's could have been the same circumstance. Maybe this lady was mentally ill, and they just were ignorant and assumed she was able-bodied, and I don't know.
Like what this guy said. This guy put a quotation: "Doors can't be open in the air. Fuck this. If you're sitting next to me on a plane, would you be 100% comfortable with that theory? I'd be doubling up on that damn duct tape."
Yeah.
This guy was like, additionally, if she was willing to open up the door, what do you think she'd do next when she found out the door wasn't going to open?
Yeah, I got that right now on Ask a Pilot. Yeah. It says that you really can't because most doors open inward, so you would have all that pressure pretty much. It's like 8 pounds per square inch. Yeah. And they said, so while I wouldn't recommend it unless you enjoyed being pummeled and placed in a chokehold by panicked passengers, a person could conceivably sit there all day tugging on a door handle to his or her heart's content. The door's not going to open, though you might get a red light flashing in the cockpit causing me to spill my Coke Zero. You would need a hydraulic press, and the TSA doesn't allow that. But he warns that passengers don't know this, so you're going to get fucked up by trying to do that. Mm-hmm. Because if by some miracle you can, the pressure difference is going to be fucking crazy. The pressure outside is going to have to equalize what's inside the cabin.
Oh, it's not my fault that bitch is crazy. It's not my fault those flight attendants are on the job. Tape that bitch up. I want to go home. Give them a
raise.
Well, someone's like, well, this is the first BDSM at 35,000 feet.
Buy that man a drink.
Yeah, really? It's a chick. It's a girl too.
What is it called? The 500 Mile Club? Or
the Mile High.
The Mile Club. Mile High Club. I don't know how it works.
People like to get. I don't understand. I've seen all these movies about these bathrooms being massive and shit, like the size of Chris's bathroom. Yeah. They're fucking not. Okay.
They just a porta potty.
Well,
they're even smaller than that. Yeah, I kid you not. The toilets on a plane are very small. I had to hunch down because I was tall. They're not meant for people over like 6 feet. Maybe some, but the one I was on, I'm like, oh. like, just fucking, like, suck it in, dude. I'm like, I gotta piss. I was kind of, like, half hanging out. I'm like, oh, no, let me close. I'm like, I probably sound like fucking Chris Farley. Just banging against himself, just trying to take a piss.
Trying to fucking laugh. Elliot, but this guy puts down a course, get much legs. He's like, or she saw a gremlin on the wing.
Fucking Twilight Zone.
She looked outside. I see it. It's a gremlin.
It's a monster.
Yeah. No, this person, like we were saying, Elliot is on a similar vein. She's like, she couldn't have opening a plane door while it's going around. Mach 6.2 is impossible. However, she was attacking people and she also bit somebody. So it's like, then that's why they would duct tape her for. So, and like Selena said, like, I doubt they having a fucking.
She's like, she didn't get decked.
I doubt they got a fucking kit, like, you know, hit the like smash glass case of emergency where a woman tries opening a plane and biting people and shit. Like, it's just like it was last fucking minute thing. But you know, it's like, sorry she had to be fucking duct taped.
Stop oppressing her.
Honestly, that's
gravity was oppressing her.
Some of the comments are pretty fucking close to that.
She wanted to be free from gravity.
Well, guess what? She will be free because now it's going to show that she is not capable of traveling by herself. And 5 to 1, she's going to get permanently banned from that airline.
Yeah. I wonder what happened. Maybe she was on drugs. Maybe her medication was too strong or not strong enough. Maybe it was her first time flying. Who knows what that circumstance was? But the whole point is if that there is a bunch of other people on that flight and they're scaring everybody else, like, you gotta do what you gotta do. Those flight attendants aren't trained for somebody like that. They did what they needed to do at that time.
I'm looking at this woman and she's got gray hair and stuff, and I'm not saying she's actually pretty, like, I'd say petite looking. The fact that it took 5 people, and like you said, Selena, I'll pull up a second. I pulled it on Twitter. But no, they said most flight attendants, obviously, are not the size of Elliot. They're probably fucking smaller than you and stuff, because, you know, they're.
I would have fucking tackled
and
that.
Like, you know, yeah. Where are you going? What are you doing? But the fact it took
that bitch would have been done if I was the flight attendant.
I would have.
You want to bite me, bitch?
Like
tape is the least of your problems.
I mean, she's probably an average sized woman in her 60s or something. But the fact she is in her 60s, but just the fact it took 5 people to fucking pin her down.
Oh my god!
You know? So
I'll be fucking.
I'm sorry. The picture is blurry.
Yeah.
Her hands are behind her back.
She got crazy.
So it looked like they handcuffed her or tied her hands behind her back, too.
Would they use that's duct tape, though. They duct taped her hands.
And they duct taped, after they tied her hands behind her back, they duct taped her shoulders to the chair. And they duct taped her mouth. And it also looks like she has a bloody nose. So it knocks, so she didn't get unscathed either. She definitely got hurt. She got physically forced to do that, but she was senile.
I want the number of the flight attendant who had duct tape. Like, let's go to a hotel. You got that?
Thank God they had motherfucking duct tape. Imagine if they didn't. Yeah. It would have been just like some lady injured 7 people on the plane trying to get out. At least she was just injured.
Was this our first zombie attack because she was biting people?
And what people don't talk about, because then as a fucking dad, just heaven forbid, what if she attacks some kids? You know, and that's the things people don't talk about.
She was attacking people, so if there was kids on there and she wasn't stopped, it's very likely.
And I talked about this.
I would like to read more up on it just to see what other opinions were. If other people were on that plane and said otherwise, because if other people were just like that wasn't necessary,
based on a TikTok
maybe
video,
it was. Because it does look like she got punched in the nose.
Yeah.
Good. No, a lot of people don't. You see all these movies where somebody just like kicks a door and it flies open. So people don't know that's not going to happen. Yeah. So better that she was duct taped than someone actually like dogpile and crush her to death.
And maybe she's lucky that the attendants and people are on their job and has something to lose were doing it instead of the actual passengers wanting that bitch to shut the fuck up.
And it seems like they weren't trying to hurt her, but unfortunately when it's 5 against 1 and they're trying to stop, because what would have happened if other passengers saw that and started panicking? Now, all of these flight attendants don't have to deal with just one woman. They have to deal with a lot of people,
60-some-odd people,
freaking the fuck out. And if they're freaking out, then that means the pilots are going to be like, we're going to need to make an emergency landing, and someone's got to call the cops. The situation, unfortunately, being mentally ill, this is a wake-up sign.
Yeah.
hopefully she gets the help she needs, but thankfully it didn't turn out worse than it
definitely.
was.
I never been on a plane before. I don't know if you ever been on a plane before.
I fucking love
you do?
them.
I like roller coasters, but I don't like
when you're going up and down, you're like, my stomach.
I love roller coasters. I don't like high flights of stairs, though. It's really weird.
Just you're looking through the clouds, you're like, man, if we go down, I'm fucking dead. Look,
but if I was on that plane and somebody was freaking out, I feel like I'd probably be like, somebody stop her. Please fucking contain her.
Running.
Please, like make her stop, tie her up, do whatever you need to do until we're off this plane.
No, Elliot's going to
literally up in the air.
Crazy. He's going to be like...
Ellie's gonna be like, food fight, throw his peanuts. Like,
I would have be ugly looking. My face is gonna be all over the place.
Exactly.
Dude,
no, because you're saying Elliot,
her head just turned 360.
It's what people don't fucking understand, and like I wouldn't notice myself until like the past year doing this podcast. I pulled up that one video when Al was here where I seen the guy. I'm like, you see movies, you think a certain way, but and like tasers and shit, and people always say like, why didn't he taser so and so? I pulled a fucking video where I'm not sure what this guy was on, but a cop shot this motherfucker 7 times. He was walking towards her like a fucking zombie, and 7 fucking bullets, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He still had the fucking strength to tackle her to the ground, bit this woman in the fucking neck, and her partner ripped him fuck off her, and she was basically fuck for me as Salena, and shot this motherfucker 7 fucking times. He wasn't wearing bulletproof, and he was shirtless. And the fucking guy came out, and he probably weighed like $140. So when people say shit, oh, well, when these situations, why would people tase him? Why do that? You'd be surprised what people under circumstances. There's women out there that, like Selena, in the right circumstance, you could take on Elliot in a situation depending on what's going on.
Depending on the adrenaline and
it really
the
fucking is. So like I would say, the fact that it took 5 grown to fucking adults to take this woman down, you have no idea. So what if like her mental state, she jumped on a fucking kid, she jumped on an 8-year-old, and she ripped the fucking kids, and she like fucking whatever, ripped his throat out or some shit. Then what would fucking happen?
Yeah, no,
she
seemed senile at that moment. Maybe the fear got a hold of her,
and
she was no longer coherent.
Apparently, this is more common. They said that it's like a weekly thing that people going crazy on the plane, and unfortunately, flying's not for everybody. Traveling is not for everybody because you're in like a floating fucking tube for up to 20 hours. Yeah. If you can't handle being in an enclosed place where you can't go out, then you shouldn't travel. Yeah. It's not for everyone.
I wonder who she was. I wonder where she was going.
What did
with everybody else? It's like, I'm gonna die. I'm taking you all with me, you little kid.
I just can't help but think of that Supernatural episode with the demon, and she's just like, I gotta get out of here. Yeah. The demons want me to.
This is why some people they will hop on. They won't go against fucking flights. They'll hop on a boat or train or something because flights, like it said, there are certain situations where you mentally got to prepare the fact that you're on this floating piece of steel that's 20,000 fucking feet crossing an ocean. And if and the reality is, like, you get a fucking flat tire, you pull over. The train fucking has, the train has a problem, the train stops. If something happens and you're 30,000 fucking feet in the air, you've got nothing but like the endless ocean. If something happens, you're fucking dead.
Yeah.
Not just that. People don't realize how fast you're going. It's well over 300 miles per hour. Yeah. So it's not like you're going to safely just hit those brakes and like, hit the water. Like, nope. Safe. It's gonna hit the water and fucking tear
this literally never makes you want to go on a plane.
And some people don't.
But you don't think about that. If that's your mindset before you go on a plane, then you're hoping it happens. I go on a plane, I'm like, man, I'm gonna be able to travel fucking fast as hell. And I think to myself, I hope there's not a crying fucking baby on this plane. Yeah. Because I don't want to strangle this child.
But like you're saying, Elliot, the thing is, that's the mentality you have to walk into doing that.
Exactly.
And like, as being somebody who's works at a bus company, I see it like honestly every fucking day. Someone in this, I joined a group called the Bus Drivers Venting Forum. I see bus drivers get attacked on a daily fucking basis. I know the fact that I go to work every day. I know there's the fact that somebody could pull out a fucking knife or a gun and fuck aim at me. I just accept that. I just like,
quick
I don't think about it, but
I was working in Manan, so I was taking like the last bus, the mid-ring one that kind of went up like Madison, then up State Street down Clinton and all that. I forget the number of the bus.
Yeah.
This one woman got on and she was talking to herself and everything. I'm like, okay, she's gonna be one of those people. The next thing you know, just some guy with a cane got on at St. Peter's.
Okay.
And was it St. Peter's or was it Albany Med? It was Albany Med. It was the New Scotland one. Because, yeah, it goes up New Scotland and goes upstate. And this woman just went ballistic. She's like, who the fuck do you think you are getting into my fucking business? And he was just like, well, I was just asking if you're okay. The bus driver's like, look, if you don't control yourself, lady, you're getting off the bus. And it was the middle of winter. She's like, this motherfucker, she's like, no, if you don't stop screaming and cursing, you're getting off the bus. Like, the bus didn't move for over 5 minutes because this chick literally was losing her shit because some guy's just like, are you okay? And at that point in time, what do? This woman was so unwell that someone just asked if she was okay because she was talking to herself and she just lost her shit completely.
No, it's scary. Like I said, it's like, you take fucking any kind of like taxi, a bus, a train, now add it to fucking this, like you're in this massive vehicle in the fucking air. So it's like, people always want to hindsight, like they weren't there in a situation. Some people, for any single person, say, why did you duct tape your fucking mouth for? Boy, if it took 5 flight attendants, if you were the flight attendants who got fucking bit, also when you land, you're going right to the fucking emergency room and
getting a COVID test.
You're getting all kinds of tests. You could, not just COVID, it could be hepatitis. Yeah,
it's like, a lot of different stuff.
Oh yeah, like I said, I seen this fucking one video. I've talked about that. I've told Salena, Elliot, anybody who listen. I fucking seen a video a while back where there was a woman driving a fucking bus, a female bus driver, and this woman's going out the fucking front. She was, excuse me, ma'am. She was, yeah. She looks over and she fucking threw a cup of piss in her face. Like, so she was on the bus. I'm not sure, because if as a driver, I'm watching the fucking road, not watching her behind me. I'm not sure if the woman had the coming on or just pissed while she's on the fucking bus, but she had a cup of piss and threw it in the fucking driver's face out of nowhere.
I'm gonna tell.
How do you react to that?
I'm not going to lie. I've told people, if someone ever spit in my face, man, woman, child, old person, I'm knocking someone's fucking teeth out. If someone throws piss in my face, I just hope someone's there to hold back the rage. Because I'm going to be going after someone like their life was on the line. Because that is just the most disgusting shit.
Then, of course,
that's the most disrespectful and disgusting thing I can think of.
But then, like, nowadays,
disgusting people do it.
But now with social fucking media, like, you'd be on fucking Twitter and people on Twitter say, well, Elliot, why did he excessively fucking beat her for? And I'm like, excessively beat her? Then let me throw a fucking cup of piss in your fucking face. Let me see your reaction.
Let me throw it in one of your family members' fucking face.
Be the bigger person.
Yeah, exactly.
I was.
Be the bigger person smelling like piss.
I was.
I'd rather not be the bigger person smelling like piss. I'd rather get my revenge and smell like piss. How about that?
I only hit her 5 times. I was the bigger person. Yeah. No, that's because they pulled you off. Did they pull me off, or was I like, well, back to my sense?
No, I don't care. When it comes to like lesser people like that, people need to know their fucking place. If you're gonna stoop so low and shit, I don't care. I don't mind being the person to put you in the place when it comes to that. If you want to hand my own shit to me and I deserve it, I'll respect it enough to deal with that, because that's what an adult does. But if you're gonna be that savage, then like whatever. I guess it's fucking game on. I guess who's really the best.
In situations like this, I highly fucking doubt the 5 flight attendants did this out of any kind of like maliciousness or malintent.
Oh yeah, I don't think it was malicious. I feel like they didn't know what to do.
Exactly, they know what the fuck to do. They were fucking nervous. One of them got fucking bit. Who knows if she fucking drew blood or not? They probably just were fucking scared and they weren't. It's like they're not trained police officers. They're fucking flight attendants, and they're making like what, fucking 15, 16 fucking bucks.
Oh, thank God they weren't trained police officers. That lady would have been tased and probably died of a heart attack.
Yeah. So, but that's.
I mean, there's no right answer to this because, unfortunately, like I said, they did what they could to stop it before more people started panicking, and who knows the chain reaction from that. If you can't get all those passengers in their seat and to act and to pretty much just wait on your ride, then...
Yeah, and watch
if I was on their plane, I would have want them to try to contain her as best as they could.
Hell yeah.
And if duct tape was necessary, then fucking duct tape was necessary.
I would have offered to fucking help. That's right. I'm letting you know right now.
I would have duct taped their mouth for.
I would have been bear hugging this bitch and just squeezing like, keep struggling. One of us ain't gonna be moving for long.
I had fun for 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
So
good.
you guys got any tidbits before we head out? Because I want some damn food. So.
This is Drunk Lena. It has been nice.
Yeah. I'm glad
to be drunk and rant.
It was just you, me, and Elliot. I'm just the fact that, like, as always, like, hey, why isn't there more people? People are fucking
Sometimes
busy.
You don't need to have more.
Well, I'm just saying, like Lewis said he was busy. Susan just didn't feel well. Of course, Al, they get hold. He wrote me an Xbox. He said his mother's back in the hospital. She's been there every day. After work, Al's been by his mother's side in the hospital. He didn't give me the whole details of just a quick gist of it. And I said, dude, when we get time to talk,
we need to buy him a phone.
He just told me, he's like, Chris, when I come over, we're gonna do like a 5-hour podcast of what Al's been up to. But I said, when he writes me, I know he's legit. Like, he's not gonna lie and say, Chris, my mom went to emergency room. I know he's actually there. Just like, so I'm not.
You gotta be sick fuck to lie about your mom.
Yeah, so it's like, people are just busy. Jennifer, my sister, Jenna's had her first birthday without her boyfriend. It's been the fucking first birthday in 6 years, and she's taken a lot of it as she can. But it's after your boyfriend died 3 weeks for your fucking birthday, Jen's fucking she's trying her best to get into a better mental state. But now my birthday's coming up, so it's like it's taking a lot of toll on Jennifer. She wants to be here, she just can't right now. So, but anybody who's not here, it's just like, life happens. So it's just, I'm just happy to, like, 3 of us got together, whether it's 2.5 hours, an hour, and I wish we could do 2 or 3 a week, but like we can't. So I keep saying that whenever I see other podcasters or people on YouTube or people on fucking Instagram, I keep seeing like, oh, how do these guys post 5-6 videos a day? Well, no offense, I gotta be to fucking work tomorrow morning.
I also feel like they save a lot of content before they even post any of it. Like, they already have definitely several videos.
Well, Junior's been doing that. He's admitted to it. Junior, he'll record for 2 hours and he'll spread it out. But I'm like, I just don't want you, me, and Elliot, like, in terms of news articles and funny stuff, I don't want to the 3 of us sit here for fucking 6 hours and not leave the fucking chairs and stuff. And
I wouldn't mind doing that though.
I think I'd go fucking crazy.
Yeah, man.
Because after like 2 hours, I gotta piss and want to stretch my legs and stuff.
True.
Plus, what we're also doing, so this has been 2.5 hours. I love these guys. I keep seeing fuck more on YouTube, just like, I was recording content all day. I'm like, how long's your video? Well, it's 5 minutes. Oh, well, your whole 5-minute video, bro. I see a lot more. I've been seeing a lot more YouTube do fucking 5 to 8 minute videos, and I'm like,
what is also weird is longer YouTube videos are becoming the norm too. And I forget,
depending on the person though.
I love them though.
I forget what her name is. I think her name, it starts with a T, but she started the whole long YouTube thing that started with James calling out James Charles. I forget her name, Tatiana something. She came out with like a 45-minute long YouTube video, and after that, a whole like trend of long videos, because that's where you can get ads, and you can fit a lot of ads in a long video. So it's actually becoming more normal.
I like the guys in EFAP. The EFAP guys are like, it's like Critical Drinker, Hills versus Babyface. It's called EFAP. That's what we've been doing. I'll show you.
It's like an electronically
fapping.
Well, what they've been doing is like they're talking about like Loki right now, He-Man, and the new Doom movie coming up. I popped on YouTube the other day, listened to the first half hour driving to work, but they just did a fucking 10-hour video, and I'm like, and that's a bunch of like 4 or 5 guys at their house, because they do the houses with Zoom meetings and stuff. But like, could you imagine doing a 10-hour? You mean Elliot talking for the next 10 hours?
Oh God! No.
I mean, I could if I had breaks. I would want like a half-hour break every 5 minutes.
I mean, at some point, one of them, I'm sure they are just saying, but the fact, like, I just could never imagine recording a 10-hour fucking podcast.
I could if I had at least a half-hour break every couple hours.
But in terms of like, but even like for us, all of us, like, my day off fucking work was like, hanging out with you and your dad. Like, there's no way, even today, look how much stuff we got done today.
Yeah.
There's no way. Like,
today was really overwhelming me too, because everybody's like, my mom wants you to brush your hair, my niece wants you to brush your hair, everybody wants you to brush their freaking hair. Like, why can't you brush your own hair? All right, I'm done.
But just to sit down to fucking my thing is, if you have the time to do a 10-hour anything fucking video or something, you have a different life than we have. For 10 fucking hours, that's a long time to be talking about shit. Like,
I have a lot of niece's hair I could brush in 10 hours.
Yeah. So, but are you, Elliot, good?
I'm good. I got nothing funny today, except for don't try to open fucking plane doors.
Yeah.
And it's okay to use the okay hand symbol.
Yeah.
Christ. May God, Buddha, Allah, Jehovah, the Pleiadians, Satan, whoever you believe in, be with you.
Jesus Christ. As always, guys, hey, it's almost August, and economy's getting fucking worse. I just told my girlfriend, I
love how you end with the economy's getting worse.
Yeah, exactly.
Have fun starving one day.
Exactly, because, fucking, Gas just went up yet again. The market of houses just went up again. It's just like sitting.
Won't be able to eat your money.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, hey, go pay your bills and don't give it to people on the internet. And at least I gotta
unless it's us.
I'm good. I'm not gonna whore myself out. Like, I'm not gonna be like Salena and like sue guys for $30,000.
I mean, if it was there and I had, I don't know, I'd be a fucking sellout. I'd be like, everybody get your vaccines for $30,000. I'd totally be a sellout. I ain't even gonna front.
Say Selena's like, Chris, I was on the fucking bus. This guy said hi to me, and I'm suing him for $10,000. Like, you know what? Like,
for sexual harassment.
Exactly.
His words touched my private areas.
You didn't see that vicious look in his eyes when he said those 2 letters that ruined my day.
The air that came out of his mouth when he spoke, I could feel it in my nether regions.
Before we go out, just say, like, at least in Albany, now Albany's a state of emergency because we have gun shootings going up. So, like, I'm gonna worry,
motherfuckers.
I'm gonna worry about fucking paying my friggin' bills, not begging people on the internet fucking for money when we got a state of emergency going on. Like, I got more shit to worry about fucking like getting shot walking to the corner store versus like, please help me fucking pay my bills, give me money, guys. Like, I'm good.
It's a possibility though. Come home with a bullet in your ass.
Yeah, I'd fucking I threw Smirnovs and but we had a good time, so